ties. Those who survive know the one more time. Forth and back, just like that. What comes around goes around, my man. Say hey, hey, say hey, hey. Forth and back, and just like that, you go down for heaven's gate. I'm gonna take it to the night. We're going down.
Target acquired.
Eagle 1, first strike. You have permission to engage the target.
Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's be cool. Let's be cool. Just be cool. I have a buddy of mine who is trying to join us tonight He will hopefully be able to make it in here. He's using, he hasn't used Talk Studio before, and so he's using Firefox and not Chrome. Talk Studio hates Chrome, so he's trying to get his mic working and all of that. We'll see if he can make that happen. It's just easier to use Chrome and just suck it up for the hour or two that you're on the show. At any rate, good to see everybody out in the chat tonight. Great to have you. We're going to have a good time tonight because I've had a great day and I am just having a lot of fun today. And tonight, it's going to be awesome. We'll have some guests up. I'll drop the link maybe after the first hour or so, and we'll get some people to come up and entertain everybody. And it's going to be lit. I tell you, it will be lit like it has never been lit before. And yeah, so that's cool. We got a couple of public service announcements to run through really quickly. We'll have to do this one a couple of times because it tends to be that, unfortunately, people just can't help themselves and they'll just they'll lose their shit. So first of all, if you don't know, I have another channel called Gun Prattle on YouTube. I am adding more content there as I have time, and it's getting actually it's gaining a little tiny bit of traction, but I do need to upload some more. I will be shooting a match this weekend, and so if you don't know what Gun Prattle is all about, here you go.
All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
Gun Prattle, where I talk about firearms and firearm accessories and the cool things you can do with them. That's right. Yes, indeedly doodly. All right. So we've got, there is always explicit language, so it makes a better show that way. Also, I know that there are people out there that are going to disagree with each other. They're going to disagree with me. And at times, you are going to be very tempted to, to say some things, maybe get a little exaggerated, get a little angst filled. You're going to want to tell somebody how it is, where they can get off at. In that case, just remember.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. Shut up. And shut the fuck up.
Yes, you can do it too. If you feel the urge to be a cunt, if you're not Rude Cunt Crab, I see you out there, my brother. If you're not that guy, you probably need to just think a minute, exercise some restraint, and shut the fuck up. All right, now let us see if my friend can get into the studio. Hopefully, he's still watching. If he's not, that's fine. I can carry the show by myself. It's no problem. Also, look for more merch to be released in the next few weeks. I've had some people working on some new designs and some artwork and things like that. I just need to go through and make it all kind of happen and push it over the goal line. And there will be some cool stuff for you to buy in the online store. And since I rarely ever actually shill my own shit, I'm shilling it right now. So if you'd like it, buy it. If you don't, that's cool too. You can find it at gunprattle.net. All gunprattle, all one word, .net. It's easy, simple, nice to remember. All right. Well, I'm again trying to get my buddy in here to talk about many things tonight. We'll smooth things over. He's a good dude. I talked about him a little bit last week. His name is Pat. I refer to him quite often as Pat Non-Retard. That's because I actually worked with Pat. Pat worked for me for a while and we had a contractor down in Colorado Springs, and his name was Pat too, but he was in fact a retard. And so we had to differentiate between the two Pats. So we had Pat Non-Retard and Pat, and actually it was Retard Pat, not Pat Retard, it was Retard Pat. So Pat Non-Retard, Retard Pat. Again, easy, simple to remember. And this is the non-retard Pat. Pat's actually a very smart guy. And we're going to talk tonight, hopefully, about many, many different things, assuming that he can get his mic to work and figure out how to click the link. It's hard. It's not for everyone, that's for sure. But I have faith in him. I know he can do it. So let's see if he can make it in here. Pat, I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear the sound of my voice, please click that link. And if you can't make it up, that's okay. I'm going to prattle. Today was a great day. Actually, the whole week has been really good, but today was specifically great. We're taking Wix level of R to prime cries. We talking Wix? That's a great question, Mullet Baby. That's a great question. So it's above Wick because Wick isn't really truly that retarded. I'm not quite sure that it rises to the level of Prime Kai. Prime Cries. That's funny. Prime Cries is funny. And also accurate. That's very, very good, sir. Very good. Well played. Well played, young man. What are we talking about tonight? I don't know yet. Mostly, I'm going to talk initially about how my week has gone. I am getting a little bit. I've got a stuffy nose. I think my kid got me. He's been having a stuffy nose for the last couple of days, and all of a sudden he doesn't have one, and yet I'm starting to get a little bit of a runny nose. Damn kids. I mean, there's a lot of things that we can talk about. One of the things I think that we're going to end up talking about is probably, how to make your way in this world, which I think a lot of people need to talk about. So we didn't attack Iran because of Israel. Actually, what I did was work academic was I said that Israel didn't force us to because they don't control us. They don't control us. I know that you want it to be the case, but that's not. I love the new plane. The new plane is so awesome. It's actually a really good time. And it's different because it is, so most trainers are just kind of like mushy, because they're meant to just kind of be, they're meant to be easy to fly and just need a lot of control input before you do anything. Just kind of, like a learning race car, right? Like they're not super precise. They're not great. This thing is like primo. It's very easy to fly, but it's very precise. It's very, it's a lot more, it's just a lot, it's just a lot more responsive than say a 172 or a Cherokee or something like that. The 172s and Cherokees are just, they're good. They're great planes. Nothing wrong with them. I've flown them. I will fly them again. But this new plane is just very direct. It's very, it does take concentration. You need to be good at flying to fly it, but I've been flying it for the last couple of days, and it's been great. So I got the plane last Saturday, and then of course Sunday I couldn't really fly it. I didn't have an instructor lined up. Monday met with an instructor, but it was pretty windy, and I'm like, hey, I'm not going to do this today. Tuesday also windy. We didn't actually get to fly. No, wait, pardon me. Tuesday we got to fly, and went up, had a great time, and it. Let's see. So Tuesday went up, flew for about an hour or so, and it's great. It was so to put this in perspective, now I personally thought that I have not flown a plane in about a year, but when I actually looked at my logbook, I haven't actually flown since 2024. What's my spin for Trump saying he doesn't care about American finances? I think during wartime, you're concerned about the war. I don't know. I think that you're trying to spin something there, right? Yeah. You're saying that we should not care about the war and care about something else. I think you're the one spinning it, sir. Yeah. It's okay. It's always great to have a lefty, ladies and gentlemen, work academic. So flew Tuesday. Tuesday was great. I flew the plane basically from chocks to chocks, as we say. It's obviously a war, work academics. I mean, we can play a game of semantics and call it a police action or whatever. Obviously, it's a war. It's literally being advertised as a war in every newspaper and publication out there. My God, are you dumb? What's up, Avoided Hornet? How are you, sir? But yeah, so I flew the plane, went out, took off, taxied the plane, took it off, flew out to the practice area, did some slow flight, did steep turns, we almost got into where we were going to do stalls. It was a little windy to do stalls in a new airplane, new to me airplane. And so we came back and I shot the landing and landed the airplane. No real problem landing the airplane. We did have a crosswind, and so that was a factor. I handled the crosswind very well. Landing was good. Put the plane away. Didn't get to fly Wednesday. Weather got weathered out again. Just too much wind, and it wouldn't have been productive. So same thing with yesterday. The weather wasn't bad, wasn't good. So today, it's on it. They went up and flew. Man, I probably flew 3 hours total today. No, I'm not doing sport. I'm doing full. I could already do sport. Honestly, if I wanted to, I could just be a sport pilot right now. But I'm doing full PPL. So that's what I'm doing. So today went out, and basically all I wanted to do today is do pattern work. So I took the plane off, flew it around the pattern, landed it, took it off, landed it, took it off, landed it, took it off, and just did laps, circles around the field. And that was really good. I got a really good feel for the airplane in the pattern. Landed, went home, had some lunch, came back to the airport, met my second instructor, got back in the plane, and this time we flew down to another airport and shot a couple of landings there, and then flew back and did some more slow flight, some more steep turns, just some maneuvers, and then landed the airplane. And actually, that was probably my best landing of the day, and it was great. It's just, I love flying. It's you know, it's super awesome. The plane's great. The plane's ready to fly right now. Like I could go fly you know, like go start it up and it would just go anywhere I want. It's a great feeling to just have stuff work, and that's really good. So, and let's see. Me calling you dumb is funny, given I'm still on Trump train. I think Trump's doing a great job. I don't know why you don't. I think that you're really, I think, to be honest with you, work academic, you've never actually been able to prove shit. Not one thing. When I did ask you to prove things, you send me stuff that's already been disproven as being fake and wrong. And I've asked you multiple times to give me something that makes you prove. Hold on. Let me, I'm going to. Sorry. So, sorry about that, guys. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get my guest on tonight. And so, yeah, Trump's administration, you know, whether or not you want to call it a war, I'm calling it a war. I honestly don't give a fuck what anybody else calls it. I'm calling it a war. Also, I'm right, by the way, that Trump told Israel to go and that they needed to bomb Iran or else. So, Curious Garage. I know. Oh, are you in the chat? If you're in the chat, I can't see you. Or if you're in my Discord, maybe he's in my Discord. Where are we at here? New unreads. Where's my unread general chat? There we go. I do not see you. What kind of plane did I fly today? I flew my plane today, which is a 1968 Aero Commander 100. It's called the Darter. It's a really cool plane. Let's see if I got. So I got something here. Might have it. Might have it. Normally I have a video of it somewhere, but I don't think I've got it here. Let's see. You do. There you go. That's my plan. The tail number is not assigned to me yet, so there he is. All right. Let's see. I got you. So let's do this, and then let's see if I can. I'll just try and get. Let's see. Let's. Let's see. All right. Pat, if you are watching, go ahead and Pat, if you're watching, go ahead and do me a favor and start a Discord call with me. And then what I'll do is I'll just zap that. I'll just put that over here. For some reason, I cannot. I don't know why, but I can. Oh, there it is. I got it now. So let's get. All right. All right. So we got a nice, we have start a call with Pat and we'll get over here. Am I talking about the Epstein files? Yeah. Why doesn't Trump release all the files? I don't know, but they've released more than anybody else. What's your problem? Pat, I have started a call with you. So if you want, just jump in there. and I'll just port it over to here. I'll port it over to here, and then we'll just do we'll just talk that way. How many? What was that? What was this? How many kilos do you think I could? I had probably not very many. Probably not very many. I went to the Quality Learning Center daycare with Ryan Dakota. You know what? I haven't seen Ryan in a long time. He actually, I'm going to give Ryan some props. He said he was going to leave and he fucking left, and I thank him for it. Good guy. Good for Ryan. I mean, he may have come back, but he's not there. Would I ever upgrade to the Twin 500? I'm not really sure. Are you talking about the Aero Commander Twin? Because that's the one everybody knows about. Yeah, it's weird about that, but there's literally, unless there's video and someone willing to testify. Yeah, I don't believe any of that shit. I think that you want to believe it so bad that you can't help it. You just can't help it. People that run in small circles know what they're doing. Trump even jokes his friend Jeff. Like, yeah, he didn't joke about it. He made a comment. You dumbass. Seriously, like you're just. I mean, it's hilarious. You should be a comedian, sir. That would be great because you would be great at it. I got so many windows open. No, wait. Yeah, Trump said he would pardon Ghislaine if she gave up information. I would too. Would you not? If she gave up information, would you not pardon her? I'm just curious. Is that not how our legal system works? Now, obviously, if the information's shit, stay where you're at. Fuck you. But you bet he pardons her on the way out of office? Probably not. Trump's one of those guys that you actually have to deliver on what you say before he pays you. I don't know if you've noticed that. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. It is exactly how that shit works, Cleaner. It is exactly how that shit works. Work Academic is a Trump hater who literally can't see for the blinders that he forces around his eyes. All right. I got Pat here. We're joining the call. It's awesome. Now we just do. Let's see. How do I want to pop this out? And what's up, Pat? I got it. This is weird. And now, Pat, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? You can't hear me, Pat? I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. Your microphone, sir. Anyway, where are we at here? I'm sorry. I missed the, why would he want information from her to investigate? What are you talking about? He actually did not say that. Go find it. Go find that. He didn't say that. You made that up. Well, actually, your friends made it up and you believed it. All right, so let's see, how do I make this? I don't know that I've ever had this specific problem. So let's take that. Yeah, that's all good. Trump never said that to MTG. Again, prove it. See, the problem is you can never prove anything. MTG isn't even saying that anymore. MTG's gone back on that she didn't say that. She literally has said in a press conference, that's not what I said. You interpreted it that way, but that's not what I said. I call you an idiot because you literally do this. I don't see anything but Trump. I don't see anything but Trump. What did you make up? You either made up or you are believing bullshit that MTG said, that Trump said that he would not pardon his Ghislaine Maxwell or would not investigate because it would hurt his friends. That's absolutely false. Absolutely. So go find me evidence, put it in the Discord. I will show it, but you can't. And we know you can't. All you're going to do is sit there and just keep bullshitting and keep talking about. Alex Jones can report whatever he wants. I'm asking you for proof. I'm asking you for where she said that. A video, an article that she wrote and said that, not somebody saying she said something. I said that, I'm going to say right now that Work Academic loves Trump. He told me so himself. He told me that Trump is his man, that everything he's saying here is irrelevant and nothing. Are you still having trouble over there, Pat? I'm not really sure why, but it seems like you're having a little bit of trouble here. Let me call you and you accept the call. How about that? I love libtards. This is the greatest thing ever for me. This is like a gift. I actually think that he doesn't. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna call Pat. All right. So let me do this. Let me also his account is weird, but let's do it like this. Can you hear me now? Your mic is turning green, but there's no volume. So you need to go into your settings on Discord and go up and check your mic settings. Sometimes when you hop from one to the other, it fucks it up. I don't know why. It just does. Yes, Marjorie Taylor Greene has never claimed that. Go find it. She never claimed that. Somebody said that she said that, and she has since said that she did not say that. According to multiple accounts. Yeah, okay. Go find where she said that, and then find where she's still saying that. I guarantee you she's not doing it right now. Your Discord settings are great. Are you muted? No, I've not muted you. Now you're muted. Now unmute yourself. Now talk. Say something. Nothing. All right, let me make sure it's not on my end. You stand by just one sec. Let me go here. Let's see. I don't think I've had any trouble out of Discord lately, but Discord does sometimes fuck with me, so give me one sec. Let's see. Everything looks groovy. All right, now speak, Pat. Say something.
Sorry.
All right, I got you. I got you, bro. All right, so now for some reason, your Discord is not it's not allowing me. Oh, because it's not a room. That's why. That's okay. It's fine. It is totally cool. So usually it allows me to pop this out. Yeah. No, you're over here. You're in Discord, and I'll have to port it over there, and then I don't know how you're going to work. All right, let me do this. All right, so go click the link to Talk Studio and come in, and let me help you try and get your setup. No, you're not. You need to go all the way out, close whatever window, and then start. I'm not running OBS right now, Cleaner. I just decided to. Work Academic, my man. I'm not dense. You're the one that's dense. You believe anything the press spoon feeds you. You literally will believe anything that they speak. You probably still believe that China's our enemy. Like, you probably really believe that. Go find. Look, I asked you to prove it. You made a claim, sir. You made a claim that Marjorie Taylor Greene said X. Go find it, and then I will play the fucking clip. But you can't find it because she never said it. All right, can we hear you?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, we've got you. Now you can add a little avatar picture if you want to. All right, we got my buddy Pat here tonight. Now we can get this party started. By the way, you've been listening to me, kind of go after this anti-Trumper here, who's literally the most rabid, Trump denialist I've ever met. He's literally, no, Donna, he's not in jeopardy of having his name switched from Pat non-retard to retard Pat. No, not at all. But yes, Work Academic seems to love to be spoon-fed shit and ask for second helpings. And the way it works, see, is if you make an outlandish claim, like MTG said that Trump said that, or told her, or whatever you're claiming, that he isn't releasing the Epstein files because it will hurt his friends, you need to prove that shit. Because nobody else has said that. You know who did say that? Biden said that. He did say that. He literally did say that. At least my recollection is. Now, I could be wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure Biden said that.
I do apologize for interjecting. Why can't I hear anybody else?
There's nobody else here. The chat. You've got to read the chat. Can you see the chat? So over there on your side, there's going to be a thing that says chat.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay.
And then all of the people that are watching are right there in the chat. And actually, I'm going to change my background too.
Shit, homie.
Here we go. Pat is here, so we have to have this here. It's after socializing and being nice to people all day, it's nice just to sit down, don't drink a beer, and be an asshole on the internet. And that's what makes it all worthwhile. Be a little asshole. Cleaner, I don't remember MTG ever having. I don't remember ever hearing that MTG has said anything about Trump and Epstein. It could be that was said. However, I don't believe that ever happened. I think he's making shit up. And I think a lot of people made shit up when MTG decided to leave office for reasons why. And part of it was probably because the idea that she was forced out by Trump, that's fine. If he makes the claim and says something, he shouldn't have to look it up too hard and link to it or provide us with video or something like that. Pat, did you just hang up?
No, still here.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, you're still here. Oh no, you know what? It's over on Discord. After 3 minutes of inactivity, it hangs up. So, I guess.
Oh yeah, I killed the tab.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so Pat, my man, how are you this evening? Did I call her trailer green? That's pretty funny. That is actually pretty funny. I didn't mean to. So, Pat, you want to introduce yourself to the multiple people that are watching right now?
This isn't the Krusty Krab. This is Patrick. I like green Jello. No. BMW technician, electronics and diagnostic guy. Yeah, me.
Yeah. So I will go
critical thinker, problem solver, that kind of guy.
Yeah. I told so last week I was talking about you a little bit, Pat, and I talked about how that we had talked and you were I told him how you'd worked for me in the shop for a little while, and then you kind of bounced around the country a little bit and ended up surprising me and I think a lot of people becoming an ESL teacher in Korea and learning Korean, and then bouncing down to Taiwan and eventually ending up in Australia and then moving back to the U.S.
I did not move back to the U.S. I was deported from Australia back to America for overstaying my visa and being an illegal immigrant in Australia.
You are an illegal immigrant in Australia. That's true. And you got
it's almost like a country protects their borders. Oh my goodness!
It's weird. It's weird that you were deported for overstaying your visa. That's really interesting. Work Academic for some reason thinks that Alex Jones is a real source or something. I respect Alex Jones. He's so Trump-tarded that it's in my Discord, Cleaner. I don't know that I'm not a particular Alex Jones fan. Yes, you can deport people in Australia for being illegal, and nobody calls you racist over there. It's weird. Not that, Pat looks any different than those silly Australians.
No, the problem was I didn't look, how do I say this? I was way too white to stay there illegally.
You were way too white? That's funny.
There was a lot of Africans and Indonesians and
Indonesians.
A lot of countries right above that can basically vote there, and they credit card fraud. And I had a few friends that worked in hotels. All the our work visa people kind of have a group. We meet up, and they worked at hotels. And there's a bunch of these scammers there. They get credit card numbers, destroy hotel rooms, and then the police just escort them out, and they do it again the next day.
That's pretty crazy.
Australia is really weird.
Australia is weird. They're the upside down country. Where did you put that Work Academic? I can't see it anywhere. I'm looking. It's not in the general, unless I'm just missing it. It's not in general chat, not in mod chat, which you can't access. It's not in the woodshed, which is probably where it ought to be.
Spaceman said you can deport people for being... Yes. So Spaceman, I had to take a English proficiency test as part of my green card trials in Australia as an American, as a first world English speaker. And
where did you put this?
And I still
Where did you put... I'm sorry, Pat. Where, Work Academic, did you said that you put it somewhere, but where? It's not there, my man. It's not there. What's up, effing epic? How are you? You just posted again. In my server? What server are you in? I'm not in DGG, bro.
Mullet baby. No, I was deported right before, well, maybe a year before the pandemic.
Yeah, that's true. He was. Yeah. So if anybody, I'm not gonna watch Discord too closely. If Cleaner, if you and Spaceman can keep an eye out, let me know if he actually does post something. I can't see it in my YouTube chat. You can't post links in a YouTube chat, knucklehead. This is why you don't understand anything. This is why no one respects you and thinks you're an idiot, because most people understand that you cannot post links in the YouTube chat. Okay, anyway, what kind of fucking moron does that? All right, anyway, Pat, so while you were over there, you met, you obviously you dated, you had a great time, you had a couple of good relationships, it seemed like, that I'm aware of, and then you came back to the U.S. and you've been here working. You've had both kind of success, right, and kind of not. I mean, I my recollection is you worked in Alabama at Mercedes. You worked at you worked in like New York or somewhere, or Rhode Island or somewhere like that, for like some BMW guys for a while. You worked for the electric vehicle company. Who the fuck are those guys?
Rivian.
Rivian, yes, with the
Yeah, I was their top tier diagnostic technician.
top tier diagnostic technician. That sounds smart.
I was their level 4, and that's the highest level you can go until you want to go traveling tech, which I was always applying for because I love that.
That's Arno says MTG FemCon also divide at Impera. That's interesting. Maybe Time Magazine posted that Brian Shapiro was on the phone with Working Academic, and he said Grid 1 is always right. That's true. It's true. I am known to be right. Work Academic, I need to play this for you again because apparently you missed this.
Which chat channel are you in? Sorry.
What's that?
Which Discord chat channel are you in? I do apologize for interrupting.
That's okay. So they're probably in the shed in general or something like that.
Okay.
The shed is my Discord, and the shed full of shit is where we keep all the people like work academic. Okay, so Work Academic, I need you to listen very closely.
Everyone does it. Now you can do it too. Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. Shut up. Shut the hole in your face. Like that. You can do it. Shh. Shut up. And shut the fuck up.
It's a public service announcement, ladies and gentlemen. I'm required to play that every time we get a moron in here. Rivian seems to be replacing the Subaru Outback for Lesbos. That's hilarious. What's up, Josh? How are you? Morning. You're in Taiwan, I think. Yes, he got deported from Australia. He overstayed his visa, and he was illegally working in the country. He did not have a work permit. He was a bad boy.
I can explain this pretty quickly if you'll allow it.
Allegedly, there's not a statute of limitations.
Well, yeah, 3 years. Yeah, there was a statute. So I lived in Taiwan for 2 years teaching ESL at a fantastic school run by a company out of Hong Kong. We used Legos, robotics, cooking, and art to teach English to basically preschool through K6. So did that for 2 years, and then found out I could go to Australia before I was 30 on a working holiday visa. And as a young man with no hold downs, hell yeah, let's do that. Did that for the year. Americans are one of the few countries who are not allowed to renew their working visa through farm work, which is effectively indentured servitude in Australia. And if you'll interview a bunch of Asians, Korean, Japanese, Chinese, they will attest to that. So I couldn't do that. So I went back home, spent 3 months back home, applied for a visitor visa back to Australia, was granted that visa because Australia is one of the very few countries in the world where the American passport still requires a visa. It's not a visa-free country. Went back to Australia, worked for the same rotary engine or rotary performance company I was working for. I also worked for a BMW dealership there as a service advisor and diagnostic tech. Weird double entendre there, but yeah, it worked. But anyway, while I was there in Australia on my visitor visa, I was invited to be best man at the wedding of my previous boss in Taiwan. My Hong Kong previous boss, was marrying his Taiwanese sweetheart, and both great people. Honestly, great people. How do you say no to being best man at a Taiwanese Hong Kong wedding? You don't. So
Fair
I
enough.
did that. Went back, spent 2 weeks there, came back to Australia, and apparently my traveling must have looked weird on their system. And I never left the airport. They have an automated passport system where you just scan your passport and you go through like those plexiglass gates or whatever. They either open or they don't. My gate didn't open. And a couple of people came out and said, come with us.
Uh-oh.
Weird, but I'm American. I'm a white. I'm full.
You're
I'm
a
neon white.
guy. You're
Okay.
not used to the-
I'm not white. I'm neon white. Okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They said come with us, and for everyone in the chat, and I hope you fully realize this and take this to heart. In Australia, it is legal for them to demand you unlock your phone, and they can read everything in it. They can go through everything in your phone. And it's legal. If they demand it, you do it. If you don't do it, well, it's an immediate do not pass go, do not collect $200, just go to jail.
Nice.
There's
so
two
you
options.
had a bunch of very bad messages, huh?
I had, well, actually not really. I'm pretty respectful in my text messages. But I did have messages to my boss in Australia at the Rotary shop saying, basically saying like, I'm working for you, you're paying me cash on the counter, yada, 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 which was great fuel for them. So I spent the next 8 hours in a very small interrogation room at the airport. And then after those 8 hours, I was put in handcuffs and sent to a...
I want to take a break in the story here for a second. Now, At any time, were there protesters demanding your release? Did anyone attempt to run over an immigration agent with their car?
No, dumbass. We're still in the airport. We're still inside the airport. No one sees us.
All right. Well, all right. Okay. So did at any point was
actually, what I did see though,
the door saying free poor Pat?
No, absolutely.
All right. So
what I did see though were a bunch of
the citizenry was allowing the police to do their jobs. Holy shit, that's a novel concept.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
To feed into that though, I did have to go through. I did have to go past about 3 or 4 detention rooms, and there's small like elementary school windows on the doors, and every window I walked by, there was much darker people in there than me. So I was like, man, really? I know I belong there. It's like, yeah, I'm cheating the system, but I was expecting to be like America's like, hey, you're a bad kitty. Don't do it again.
Yeah.
But anyway, so 8-ish hours in that, I would say 8 by 8 or 10 by 10. It was roughly that size. 8 hours though, meeting 3 very professional agents of border control. I'd say professional because they didn't give a fuck about me. which was weird because, I'm neon white and I have automotive skills. Again, weird.
Yeah.
So after that, those 8 hours, I guess I failed their interview. I had a chance.
Whoops.
I had a chance to save myself, and I must have failed somehow. So again, I was handcuffed and then put into a van with 4 very large, very different looking, apparently Australians. We had brown, we had khaki, we had white, we had, dark
burly
brown.
dudes.
Big burly dudes, but 4 very different looking dudes.
Well, they don't want that. They don't want anyone to say they're not diverse.
Yeah, so I got to spend 3.5 hours at a detention camp.
Yeah, but they weren't DEI hires, I bet. They were
As
good at their
early
job.
as they were, I'm pretty sure they were there for a reason.
Yeah, right. Gotcha.
Yeah, but I was handcuffed this entire time.
My friend Anson Knowles says, "Grid, say my new handle." You mean Filipinos? Everybody loves Filipinos. They're great.
And there's
That's
plenty
fine.
of them there.
So yeah,
I'm not
it's
sure where the
interesting.
story's going. But yeah, after the
I'm
detention
actually
camp,
not-
I was
I'm
put
actually
in
not
handcuffs
mad.
and put on an airplane in handcuffs in front of everyone.
Yeah.
So in the way it works in deportation, you go back to the country of origin to Australia. So I got to go back to Taiwan in handcuffs, but stay in the airport there in Taoyuan in handcuffs, led into a back room because you have to go back to your home country from country of import, roughly to Australia. So I spent the next 74.5 hours in handcuffs and on airplanes going back home. That was fun.
Yeah. Again, work academic, you must be deaf as fuck. I've said multiple times. I honestly don't care what Alex Jones reports. Alex Jones can be wrong. I'm asking you have claimed that she did this and that you can prove it. All you're giving me is a newspaper article that can be wrong. When you make a claim, and which, by the way, your entire claim is literally a bunch of people repeating what one person says. That's your big claim. That's your big thing. And I've never heard that ever. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I paid pretty close attention and I thought the MTG thing was like pretty fucking crazy. I never heard anything about MTG saying that Donald Trump said that he couldn't or wouldn't release the Epstein files because they were his friends. Like, that's insane. As a matter of fact, did he not throw Bill Clinton right square under the bus? I guess maybe they're not good friends, but I'm not really sure what you're trying to fucking talk about. Now you may be confused. You may be confused because he did change some tax laws for farmers because he said these are hurting these people and they're friends of my friends. You could be confused. I don't care about a New York Times interview with who? MTG or somebody who knows MTG? And I'm not going to take time to look through this. I told you to find me the video of MTG saying it. You won't do it. It's the same thing every single time with you. You make some ridiculous claim and then you're asked to back it up and you give me the weakest possible evidence. If I say that, for example, if I were to say that I think that what's his name, the fucktard in the Ukraine, Zelensky, disrespected the United States, and we ought to put him down like the dog he is. I can actually find. Whoop! There went Pat. Pat will be back. If I say that, I can actually go find video of Zelensky disrespecting the president of the United States, disrespecting the vice president of the United States. I watched that happen live. So you making your claims is irrelevant to me, sir. I want video. You saying it doesn't matter. The interview is not her saying it is a video. I can say that I'm on video right now saying that Work Academic has made the very bold claim that he gives the best blowjobs in his nation. Go find out for yourself, folks. News at 10. Anyway, Pat. So I love my trolls. They're great, don't you think? Pat, give Pat a minute. He'll get back with us. What's up, Josh? How are you? Oh, Pat will be back. If it's not on video, so it didn't happen, this low tier commentary. No, you made a claim that someone said something. Do you have them admitting to saying it or a video of them saying it? So anyway, what's up, Pat? You back?
I think I am.
Yeah, you're good. Sounds great. So Pat,
Can't see the chat anymore.
you gotta open it again.
Yeah. So I live in a log cabin built in the 1940s with still cable internet. So
How are you not on Starlink as cheap as you are?
It's not offered here.
Starlink's offered everywhere. It's satellite, bro.
I was on that waiting list for like 2 years, and I said, "Fuck it," and I
Oh.
never looked at it
Well, you
again.
can buy Starlink super cheap now. Like you can get a roof mount Starlink for like $250, and service is like $50 a month.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean for like medium service, you can get like super ridiculous speed service for like $500 a month, but you probably don't need ridiculous speed.
No.
So,
long as I get those weird moving picture films, I'm good.
I have Starlink as a backup just in case somebody takes out one of the big transformer boxes or something around here, which has come pretty damn close to happening. So Josh is out there saying it's real simple. If you believe person Y said X, show person of Y saying X. Otherwise, it's just gossip, and we don't engage in gossip. Josh is correct. Be like Josh. By the way, when I say Josh, I'm referring to Douglas in the chat. His screen name every time I see him is Dosh. Can I enable links for you? Arthur, I posted in the Discord. Arthur Daya, by the way, this is my friend Pat. Pat is awesome.
Aw, love you, sweetheart.
Yeah. She's in Florida. You're on your phone, so you can't access Discord. Yeah. I don't know what the I can't easily turn off WMD. Well, what do you have, Arthur Diet? Can you just like type out the link without the link stuff? Or just, tell me what you've got.
Ooh,
No, there's
that just brought up a good point. Like content creators.
Yeah.
We're in a weird space right now with content creators where, let's be honest, a lot of them are fairly attractive, either male or female. Like, let's not lie. We're in this kind of weird space right now with content creators, whether they be anti-Palestine, anti-Israel, pro-Palestine, pro-Israel, pro-Trump, anti-Trump, pro
everybody's like really
Kamala
hard
Horror, anti-Kamala Horror.
Yeah.
What's really going to be interesting is none of these very attractive and very, I wouldn't say charismatic. They haven't learned charismatic yet. They're no Sean Connery. But they.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In 40 years, when these content creators are touching on 60, will they still be relevant? Will they still be commanding an audience?
You know, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because
We're in a
even
really
in, like,
weird time right now.
even in like normal normal news. I mean, a news creator or a news commentator.
But even your normal news, your 6 o'clock news, they always have very attractive anchors there.
Yeah, but and they change them out. Like that. What's the productive life of
The
an anchor?
content creator can't change himself out. He's built his, well,
Right.
what they call it, a brand.
Yeah.
But no, these
Trying to-
political commentators, or these shock value brands, where are they going to be in 40 years? This is going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
But,
All
I
right,
mean,
so
we're
Arthur
talking
Diamond
about
has
like
the
politics
wrench
right
and can
now.
pull
Like,
straight.
politics never really change. There's always one side against the other.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I think what we have right now, and this is something that that I personally kind of, I try not to be too hardline in any direction, right? Like I like to push back against guys like my opponent tonight, or not my opponent, but my lefty friend, work academic, because he's just so anti-Trump that there's nothing that he can do. There's nothing you can do or say that will convince him that Trump is not the most evil person.
He hasn't put anyone in camps yet.
So she did say that. So see, how hard was that, work academic? How hard was that? How hard was that? Where you let a woman do your heavy lifting? See, that was that easy. Okay, so she said it. Good. Arthur Dye has a wrench and Anson does not. Just pointing that out. Yeah. See, that's all we asked for, work academic, and you couldn't do it. You just couldn't, because you swallow the line. So I tend to be one of the I tend to be more kind of in my own like headspace on most things. Like, just for example, I was one of the few before Trump went to China that said that Trump was going to do really good things in China, and that whether or not you agreed with them, they were what America probably would need. And and that's pretty much what's happened now. I'm not dense. I wanted you to provide proof and you were unable to do so. A woman had to do that for you. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's simple. So anyway, so I mean, yeah, right. Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that people. I think people are too hardline, and I like to literally. All right, I'm gonna have to fuck this guy up. Why would not take 2 seconds to look it up? No, fuckhead. You made the claim, not me. I don't validate other people's bullshit. If I did that, I would do nothing but sit up here all fucking day and search for motherfuckers' claims. You made a claim. You couldn't back up the claim. You had to have a woman do it for you, which, by the way, nothing against Arthur Dye, because Arthur Dye is awesome and a really cool person, but you made the claim. And you should have backed your shit up, and you didn't. Like, you're the dumbest motherfucker I've got in my chat, literally. The only reason we keep you around is because you're that funny. If I looked it up in chat, how would I look it up in chat? You dumb idiot. Seriously. You need more gun prattle? Yeah, we can talk gun prattle. We're going to get into that in just a minute. No transcript of phone call to prove it. There's no way to verify that's not AI without further digging.
Work academic sounds like kind of like a feminist, just screaming nonsense.
He is. He's a feminist. He is
screaming nonsense.
He's a proud feminist.
Just because everyone else is screaming nonsense.
Yeah. No, he's a feminist. He is. And
That's
look, I'm going to
unfortunate.
agree with Smoking Spaceman is that the MTG thing is still hearsay. There's no transcript of the phone call to prove it. There's no way to verify that is not AI without further digging. That's the only clip, and it's a short clip. It's very possible it's AI. I'll accept it. He may, Trump could have said that to her. I don't know, though, why Trump would say that to her and not like everybody else. You didn't provide an actual source, you dumb fuck. You are the one that's bad faith. That's literally an interview of someone else is not a good source. Video of the person saying it. I just don't understand. it. I mean, it seems
Wait,
simple.
hold on. If I went on video saying I'm hung bigger than the biggest horse,
Right.
True.
We'd have to believe you according to work
yeah,
academic.
you'd have
We
to
would
believe
have
me.
to believe you because, said it here first.
Wait, how can I go on that video again?
Yeah, my position is simply that MTG did not say it. Right now, I'm willing to grant that it's possible she did. We have a video. We have a clip. It's a few seconds. I would prefer the whole video. You have a video of Anson saying that? That's awesome. Hey, Arthur Diet, can you find the video that clip is from for me, if you don't mind? Because that would be wonderful. So at any rate, this is how this goes down around here. We're not idiots, Work Academic. You're the one that literally cannot accept anything except Trump bad. That's it. You told me multiple times that the article is a source all the news sites were using. Yes, and I keep telling you that article is irrelevant because it doesn't have any video. You fuckhead. How hard is this? We live in a video age. I don't care what somebody puts in print. This is so hard to understand. Like, we live in a video age. So anyway, so Pat, you've been struggling a little bit, right? With you literally tonight told me that you were struggling with depression, which is a terrible thing to hear. Last week I was talking about how you were struggling with dating and all kinds of other stuff.
I'm not struggling with dating. I just haven't done it.
You just haven't done
5
it,
years?
right? Yeah, I got you. Hold
So I'm
on.
not struggling.
You want to
just
know
not
what cope is? You want to see copium? This is what we call copium. It's like opium, but cope, where people can't let it go. I want the video. I need to watch a video. Reading is too hard. You sound like a moron. No, I don't believe the New York Times. The New York Times prints dog shit 90% of the time. You want me to believe what a reporter wrote. I'm telling you that I don't believe what people write because, as my buddy just pointed out, I could write that Work Academics sucked 20 dudes off last night, and by your logic, I would have to believe you. Now, we just saw
you have to
what
believe
appears to be
you.
a video of...
You should say, I have to believe me.
Sorry?
If you wrote, Work Academics sucked 20 dudes off last night, you should say, I would have to believe me because I wrote it and it's published.
You would have to believe me. Now, here's a problem that this is simple to
But
me.
also,
logic.
he's quoting the New York Times, which is a syndicate of what, the Murdoch Empire?
Yeah.
A single empire that controls what, 90% of published news?
Yes, which is why they all repeat it. So look, my problem here is that we have a clip now. Now, I've reasonably asked that, hey, the clip is interesting. You obviously didn't watch the clip, Work Academics. The clip's interesting. That's food for thought. Now, I've asked very politely, Arthur Daya, can you find me the full video that clip was taken from, because as we all know, AI can do many things. I would like to see the full video if it exists. Yes, Clover Tack, apparently work academic is quite the cunning linguist. So there you go.
I'm not going to make that low-hanging joke. I'm not going to do it.
It's a very low-hanging joke. That is correct. Kissy Cat is in the house. So, Pat, Kissy Cat is right up your alley. She's a pharmacist. She's a wonderful young lady. She lives in West Virginia. She's awesome. I think she's building a house in Tennessee, which is taking all of her money. And that would be awesome.
That's not a bad investment.
It's not a bad investment at all. It's on a lake. So you should.
I live on a lake now, so I mean,
yeah,
not a
you
bad
live on a lake yourself. That's right. Do you have a and that's how you get paid in the summer. I'm an idiot. It was an interview with MGT and her staffers.
So wait, an interview that had an objective and had a script. Gee, I wonder why she said that.
I mean, look.
I should allegedly had a script.
This is breaking my brain that I have to repeat this so many times. You said that MTG actually said that Trump said something to her that we actually watched the video of, a clip, not a whole video, but a clip of what appears to be her in front of a press conference. Why are you running from just finding me the video of the press conference? Why are you running from that? Okay, see, Arthur Daya. See, this is how this is supposed to work academic. I asked Arthur Daya very pleasantly, hey, could you find me the rest of that? Because that seems interesting. I found interview of MTG on 60 Minutes with Leslie Stahl, also where she said that. You can search it easily on YouTube to find her say it easily. See, work academics? See? See? Do you see how easy this is?
So I'm not a gambler, but can we actually put a pool in on work academics hair color?
Yeah, she's making the claim for sure. Yeah, and I just wanted to know that she made that claim. I said that I'd never heard her say that, and I would bet that she did not say it, but apparently she did say it. So I would lose that bet had I made it. Work academic is just full of shit. So there we go. What's interesting is that Arthur Daya just simply went and found the information. Work academic's been sitting here the entire time. I'm not sure what he's doing other than being a fucking idiot. Josh says the full press conference is posted in the Discord. She makes a lot of claims. Some could be true. Some could be not true. Good. All right. There we go. It's not really an L. I asked for proof. I still didn't get proof. I mean, I got evidence. I don't have, makes a lot of claims in that video. I do actually remember some of that. I didn't watch that part of it though. So anyway, Kissy Cat is in the house. It's very awesome. There you go.
Well, actually, Don, I have a question for you.
Yeah, man.
I don't know how to phrase it. What media do you like to consume? So myself, I like to watch Sky News Australia. I think that's one of the most entertaining and opinionated and subtly honest news articles out there.
In general, I avoid most mainstream news. If I want to watch, if I don't trust what they report on congressional hearings because the way they clip it and all of that. So I actually watch the hearings, right? The things that matter to me, I try and find out about in person, or watch it live, right? Like I want to watch the entire hearing, right? Which, by the way, the Kash Patel hearings lately have been fire. Just ridiculous. But and then there's a guy who does the news every day. My buddy Mikey Balls. He's in Alabama. You used to live there, and so he's down in Alabama, and he does a news show. It's about an hour and a half or so a day, and it's great. And he goes all kinds of news sources. He'll use Al Jazeera. He'll use whatever, he's trying to find the best news and cherry pick it. And so I will watch his stuff sometimes, but I really like to find the videos and watch them themselves. I don't want to hear a reporter's slant on it. I really don't like the news anymore. That's my personal slant.
It's difficult to trust it. It's difficult to like it because as anyone with a room temp or better IQ, you can tell it's all a facade.
Yeah, I mean, the problem and this happened. So I came to this actually while I was in Denver, and I was watching the hearings in the state government about all of the gun bans and shit that they were doing, and what they were reporting, what was being reported was not what was being said in the actual hearings. And so I started watching the hearings live. And if I couldn't watch them live, I would watch them record. I'd watch the recorded, and that's just kind of how I do it. And it's just I just don't trust the news at all. None of it. Not any of it. Like you could tell me the New York Times said that space aliens landed in Central Garden and have pictures and video and everything, and I would honestly expect it to be Hollywood, right? So that's just that's where I get my news. And it's interesting because every time I ask somebody else that, they'll say, well, I get it from, they used to get it from the Globe or the Sun or one of the British newspapers. Apparently those used to be really good. And the British newspapers used to be really good, and now they're all shit. There's no European newspapers at all or news outlets worth listening to. None of them.
When do you think that change happened? I'm very interested. Not
around 2020, 2021, 22 for me. Now it may have happened earlier than that, but that's when I really started noticing it. Because I used to actually.
I'm just wondering if that change happened with Europe's mass immigration allowance.
Yeah, I think so. I think it probably started earlier, like in 2016 through 2019. But I really noticed, I guess because I started really paying attention to what was going on.
If Europe doesn't want to offend now the majority in their country, or the most violent in their country, they don't want to offend.
Do you remember when
anymore.
in Paris the Muslim jihadists killed those people on the bridge with the U-Haul truck?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how it was reported for like 20 minutes and that was it. And like it just kind of went away and you didn't hear anything else about it. And that was kind of the key for me. It was like, okay, they're literally burying this shit.
They're bowing down to fear.
Yeah.
When the cartoonist
only
was
reason
killed,
why you continue to hear about
too.
it in the U.S. is because I think 3 Americans died, a family of Americans. So,
well, why don't you hear about the Somali fraud anymore? Why don't you hear about Minnesota anymore? You don't hear about it anymore.
The problem is that we have very short attention spans. And I still hear about it, and I still pay attention to it because I'm interested in it. But most people aren't interested in it. Most people will literally once
do you think short
pivot to something else? Sorry?
Hold on. Do you think like the YouTube short, I mean, this is a reach. This is a really far reach. But the YouTube shorts, the Facebook videos, we used to have I never did Snapchat. I don't remember the last time I logged into what's it called, the picture thing. Fucking Instagram. That must have been at least 5 years ago I logged into that.
Yeah.
But the short form videos, do you think that is a psychological ploy by the government against us?
I don't think it's by the government, but I do believe it's a psychological ploy. I don't think it's an organized ploy. I just think it's the way society is moved. I think that
The short attention span was never a problem. I mean, our fathers and their fathers
Well,
are
short attention
probably some of the
spans actually-
greatest
so
generations this country's ever seen. Hard workers, smart people. I mean, the people that built the
But, all right,
SR-71
so
used
let's
slide
make
rulers.
let's make some definition. Let's define some things here. So I don't actually think that people have short attention spans. I think what the short form content, it just engages and people just sit there and flip through it, just like if you were to sit down and read a book and
like
you
an
would just sit there
endorphin reaction, something like that.
Sorry?
An endorphin reaction, something like that.
Nah, I don't know if it's that. Your mic is just a touch low. Is there any way you could turn your audio up?
I've struggled with this for the past 2 hours, dude.
Oh, there you go. I don't know what you did, but that's way better.
I sprayed it with more contact cleaner.
Oh, there you go. So I see this with like my son and some of his friends. They don't actually consume a lot of short form content, but they do a little bit. The thing is it engages in the same way that I used to engage with a book. So if I sat down and started reading a book, I was gone for the next 2 hours. Like I would get in it, right? And I think short form does that. It's not necessarily the endorphins, it's the interest level, right? It captures your mental processes, and you want to just keep going or whatever. I think that certainly there could be an addictive function to that, but that's not.
So actually, that's really interesting. You bring that up. So I mean, what I just turned 38. Yeah. I just turned 38.
Right.
So middle school, elementary through middle school, I remember Harry Potter, and
Yes.
Whatever anyone has about J.K. Rowling, whatever
I
your
like
opinion
J.K.
is.
Rowling.
Yeah, I mean, you should. There's no reason not to like her, and I'm going to bring that up in a second. If you hate her for any of her opinions, well, fuck you.
Right.
But I'm going to bring up why I think she should deserve Times Person of the Year, Times Person of a Decade.
Yeah.
In a second. Elementary school and middle school, we had Barnes and Noble. We had big booksellers. Her first book didn't really take off in America, but when it did take off. It took off late. Let's say that. Her second book, I remember my parents taking me to Barnes and Noble at 10 p.m. at night to a bookstore when I was elementary school age.
Yeah.
And we had kind of like the Halloween thing, bobbing for apples, stick your finger in this. What is it? It's just Jello, but it feels like a brain, yada, yada, yada. Wave your wand, do this. But she created such a following. She excited kids to pick up a book.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
And I remember, every time I bought, and I still have all of my first edition Harry Potter. I kid you not, I have all 7 first edition books.
Sure.
And
those
I
books
remember
were like
every
drugs to you, though, right? I mean, the same thing.
Absolutely, they were.
And that's the same thing. The doom scrolling has just replaced that just getting into the reading of it, right? And just and the picture that you're drawing in your mind of it. And I understand that there are people like, well, it's not the same, and blah blah blah.
No. What I'm getting at though is I sat down. Well, I didn't sit down. I lay down on the sofa. Mm-hmm. Until the 4th book came out, I could finish one of those books in about 14 to 16 hours. I'm elementary school, okay? My reading's not that great.
Yeah.
By middle school, I could finish one of those books in about 10. Nonstop. I had to take 1 or 2 piss breaks, and that was it.
Yeah.
I went right back to the book. The 4th book, Goblet of Fire, I remember, and I still remember this. The friend I grew up with, we both got the book the same day.
Hmm.
Our parents brought us up to the lake because it was the weekend. They were all in town. We raced to finish that book,
Yeah.
and
Well, I mean, I do the
28
same thing now.
hours.
I do the same thing now. I just read some books by a friend of mine. A friend of mine is a writer, and I just reread.
What I'm getting at though is J.K. Rowling. She created a desire in kids to pick up a book, and
Yeah.
content creators today encourage kids to pick up a screen.
Yeah, to some
and just,
degree.
and just hold
But
their
that's
mouths
no
open and
different
go.
So here's the thing, though. They said the same exact thing about the Lone Ranger and Superman and Batman back in the 50s. They said the exact same thing. These kids are just going to sit in front of the screen. There's even a movie in Batman where they put the thing on top of the TV and it just zones into their head.
But those were screens, Don. I'm talking about books.
Yeah, I understand, but it's all the same. It's not.
I don't believe that. I disagree.
When you watch it, when I watch something on, I draw a picture.
Disagree that it's the same, because when you pick up a book,
you're welcome.
You have to have intent, and you have to have passion. You have to have persistence to finish that book.
Maybe. I got to address a couple of things here. Why is Trump administration trying to label Tucker and Nick as a terrorist? Nick Fuentes pretty much is a terrorist, isn't he? Doesn't his groypers or whatever, don't they take down people's YouTube channels that he doesn't like? Isn't that bad? I don't know about Tucker. I don't know about the deal about Tucker, but I mean, are you talking about Nick Fuentes? The guy who's like had to tone it down a lot just to be accepted by mere mortals? It's interesting. It's an interesting point of view. I have a short attention span. I'm the only one that's been consistent this entire discussion. You have not, sir. You have no attention span, apparently. The video was posted in Discord. See, that's how easy it was. And you could not do that. You're a loser, sir. I'm an idiot. Possibly. It could be true. Calling people's names, not your style. However, I had to start with the disrespect. Yes, I do not respect you, sir. I've asked you multiple times. Every time I ask you for proof, it's like pulling teeth. If somebody asks me for proof, I either give it or I say, hey, I don't have the proof. I'll go find it for you. And I do. You, sir, are a loser. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I have a control panel in front of me. It's not my job to do your job. Josh is right. I love it. It's pretty good. Clean or lost internet, apparently. That's good. I offer commentary. That's right. And I also offer political commentary. It's 100% my job to inform myself on these issues, and I do. And when I ask you to prove something, you need to fucking prove it, you dumbass. I don't just take people at their word. I never have, and I never will. You can ask Pat about that. Even in real life, if somebody told me something, I checked it. Because that's my nature. I don't believe you. Pat can validate that.
That's true. I did try to pull the wool over his eyes a couple times when I said I did something. I didn't.
Your audio. You're too far away from your microphone again.
Well, yeah. All I can say of that is that that FD you drove to Tennessee where I cheated a couple of bends on the pipe and you caught me.
Yeah. That's true. Realistically, I don't. I'm no different online than I am in public. You hate to defend Nick Fuentes, but he's very clear that he does not ever believe political violence is appropriate. That's bullshit because he gets people's channels taken down. He may be very clear about it, wink, wink, but he gets people's channels taken down, and that is a form of political violence. We know that. That's just the way it is. Is this a political commentary channel? Yes, I do political commentary here. I also do social issues. I talk about anything I want to talk about. That's my channel. You don't have to do that. So once a return to normalcy, that's not. I mean, that's what he says now. That's what I would say now if I was Nick. To be honest. Are you know who Nick Fuentes is, right, Pat?
No, I don't listen to any.
Okay. Yeah, you don't. It's fine. It's fine. He's gaining a lot of political traction as a streamer that
Oh,
he
see,
was
that's the problem.
banned off of
I
YouTube.
don't listen to any streamers.
Yeah,
Fuck
he
them.
was banned off YouTube for a while, and he is back now, and he's got a very large following.
Okay.
What's up, System Crash? Good evening to you as well. He just can't let this go. So it's my job to inform myself. Yes, I inform myself all the time. See, this is what we call a pivot, Pat. It seems like I refuse to do that. No, I demanded that you prove your claim. You made a claim, and I said, prove it. When Arthur Daya came in, and I said, well, actually, Arthur Daya didn't even need encouragement. She just said, hey, she did that.
Greek form of debate. Greeks didn't argue, they debated. The Greek form of debate is you had to prove your point well enough to make the other person believe in you.
Yeah.
So
I'm just saying.
I mean, that's so if you say something
that would be political violence, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can say it otherwise. It's just political violence.
I don't think he's cancel culture. He's just if you can't prove your point, then your opinion means nothing.
That's Anson Knowles. He just says rant. He's a good friend. He just likes to like snipe at me a little bit. But he's a good dude. I don't whatever he says.
Does he know not to touch a fully charged capacitor?
Am I confusing my groypers? People below Fuentes do the deplatforming. Yeah, but they kind of do it at his behest, right? Like I don't know. Maybe I'm willing to listen to Voided Hornet. I am willing to. And by the way, Voided Hornet is also a very smart dude. He's a lefty, but he's an okay lefty.
What's a groper? Help.
A groyper is a follower of Nick Fuentes, who will. I don't actually understand their philosophy very well.
I don't know, man. I read white papers and engineering stuff, and
I know you do. So, I'm an accountant. I don't ever need to touch a capacitor. There you go. That's
you
true.
should. You should. It's an experience, dude. It's an experience.
Anson is an accountant, and he's really bored, and he's on his he's searching for his third marriage, and
there better be a fucking prenup.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So so are you feeling better, Pat?
No.
Why not? We're having a great time here.
No.
No?
I feel like an idiot. There's a bunch of smart people here, and I feel like the odd man out.
Yeah. Work academic. I don't know about Tucker being, and I don't know whether the Trump admin is labeling him a terrorist or not. I have heard some rumors that has happened. I don't know. I don't know. I don't understand Tucker's platform or positions. He said some pretty inflammatory things lately. I don't know. Can you make a statement? Would you care to? Because I honestly don't pay any attention to Tucker Carlson. I just don't. Why
Who
do I
owns
pay attention
who
to
owns Tucker
Carlson?
at the moment?
Tucker Carlson's not a politician. He's a commentator who says things for money.
Well, that's
Why
why I
would I
asked.
pay attention to that?
Who owns him at the moment?
Right.
Pays
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Who pays him?
Who owns him at the moment? I agree with that.
Is it Netflix? Is it like? No. He got bought recently. What's his platform now?
Yeah. Voided Hornet says, yeah, from what I'm sure he means what I've seen, it's people in their movement that have their own platforms, so it's kind of hard to blame the head. Yeah. I don't really care one way or the other about Nick Fuentes. I think that if the Trump admin wants to label them as domestic terrorist, hey, okay.
Oh, network. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna
I mean,
look that
whatever.
up.
I mean, the Trump admin could label you as a terrorist. I would support that. Not you, Pat, the work academic guy.
No, same.
Yeah, same. All right.
Oh shit, he does have his own network. Okay, fair point.
Well, kinda. He's
Well,
a streamer. He's a streamer now. He doesn't have a network. That's
I gotta read more. God damn it.
yeah, he's not. It's not correct.
Right now, I'm reading The Man with the Golden Typewriter. The guy who wrote James Bond. That's my new book.
Yeah, but it's still. I know Arthur Daya, but it's still. He's just a streamer. He's on YouTube. He doesn't have a network. He's not on TV anymore. He's basically Piers Morgan. Does anybody take Piers Morgan?
The American Piers Morgan?
No, the Brit. That's.
Well, Piers Morgan's Brit, but Tucker Carlson's American.
Yeah, Tucker Carlson's.
Yeah, so the American Piers Morgan.
Yeah. He's the American Piers Morgan. Yeah, no,
Okay.
that's straight. My buddy Josh says he's got a dip. Hey, send Ling Ling in and let her talk. Vietnamese lady, his wife. She won't beat you up too badly. Hold on. Hold the phone. We got Mullet Baby coming in hot. Tucker sold half of his media company to Neil Patel. He has deep ties to Dick Cheney when he was alive and well. Interesting. I did not know that. It's very interesting. His own website, kind of like Andrew. Yeah. I don't consider Andrew having his own network. Yeah, I get it, Arthur Dye. I understand. I just don't look. I mean, the network's like a network, like NBC. Like, that's huge. You can subscribe to me. That's fine. Do it right now.
Yeah, fuck that.
Hey, I know where you live. Yeah. All right, Pat. So you recently did something that is quite cool, actually. You were part of a WRL team that ran at Road America, was it?
That's not cool. That's what I do every year.
Sorry?
That's not cool. That's what I do every year. I'm a flying race car mechanic.
Yeah. But I mean, this year, I mean, you know, you're not with a specific team.
No, I'm full freelancer this year.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
It was 3 of the Toyota Supra GT4 Evo 2 cars, so they're updated car.
Yeah. Cool. Are
They've
you
got
still working? You're not working with the same BMW guys you were working with a year or so ago when I.
Oh no, they pay shit. They pay like $250 a day for 18-hour days.
Wow. That
And
sucks.
the super team pays $500 a day for 14-hour days.
You know, when I was doing fly-in work, my standard contract was $500 a day, and a day was an 8-hour period. And so if I worked 24 hours, which was often the case.
That's like an IMSA contract. That sounds like they're sprint races. They're 45-minute sprint races. We're doing endurance stuff, so like an 8-hour race, 7-hour race,
Right.
6-hour Friday practice, a 6-hour Thursday arrive and drive.
Right. You know, I understand it. I mean, but even for club racing, I did the same thing. But now often I was the only guy there, or maybe they'd have like
that was back in the 1970s, so $500 is like $10,000 today.
I know, right? It wasn't in the 1970s either, you dick. Yeah.
Close enough.
It was in the 90s and early 2000s. So
it's a 30-year difference, and they're still paying the same.
Right. That's why they're paying less, apparently.
Yeah. I mean, well, even in IMSA, your top level IMSA guys, and I'm talking mechanics.
Yeah.
They're $5, maybe $650 for like your top tier A tech or what do they call it now? Tech 1 on a car,
Yeah,
your lead tech on a car,
right.
your top tiers are getting
What they
like
call an A
$650 a day.
mechanic A, mechanic B.
Yeah, they're getting like $650 a day, which is great because you pay for nothing.
Right.
They got food. When I went to Road America, I stayed in a
I'm still really shocked at your deal though, because
resort.
like I'm telling you, man, and this was probably 2002
I even drove up to
or
Wisconsin.
three.
It was only like a 5.5 hour drive.
Oh no, I
Wasn't
no
bad.
fuck no, I didn't do that. So my contract, I would send my contract out to these guys, and my contract was very simple. I worked on the car. I made actually, took care, made sure everything went around the track, and it was $500 a day. A day was an 8-hour period. If I had to work 24 hours, that's 3 days. Right. Period. I mean, it just is. And then, which often happened, right? Because the car would break, or they would hit a wall, or they would do some other stupid shit, or they'd want to change the whole damn car right before qualifying, right? And so it'd have to work all night.
So that seems like you were in the golden age, because you're talking about
I
cars
really
that
was
cost
in a golden age, to be honest with you.
You're talking about cars that cost like $50,000 back in the 90s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were 80 to 100,000, but sure, yeah. And so, and I would
with
so they would
inflation though,
fly
I'm
me
working
in.
on $200,000 to $300,000 cars, and they're still getting paid the same.
That's crazy. That's crazy. And I mean, well, it depends on how many people. Now, I would usually the teams I was working with would have maybe, so it'd be a 2-car team, and they'd have like 4 people, right? So you'd have 2 car chiefs.
So see,
and 1 helper.
this was a 3-car team, and I bet we, as far as staff, and I'm not including hospitality, far as like full on mechanical staff, we probably had 15 people there.
That's
cars.
crazy.
Well, it's endurance racing though, so you need.
Yeah, but even when we went endurance racing, we had. Well, I mean, we'll get to that in a minute, but I was doing sprint racing mostly.
Yeah, but endurance
even
though,
when I didn't,
as a mechanic, you're also pit crew, so you're doing double duty.
I was also pit crew, and my position normally was either as a car chief or the crew chief,
mm-hmm.
and I would, and of course I had all of the, qualifications that they wanted, but my contract also said I didn't pay for anything out of pocket from the time I left my door until the time I got back to it. So if I had to take a cab, if I had to buy a pair of gloves, if I had to do whatever.
This team did that for me. Yep. So they paid my fuel, they paid my lodging. If I wanted to eat on the way there or back, they paid for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it seems like it's not a terrible deal, but it's not quite the deal it was.
Oh no, not at all. You're 3 times what we are now.
Yeah.
Even IMSA though, like I can't speak for like your factory teams, like your prototype teams. I don't know what those guys are making, but I would wager pretty good money that those are not just flying guys. Those are also your in-shop guys that go to the track. So there's a difference there, but I still can't see being over $600 a day as a tech. Your data guys and your engineers, they're $1,500 plus.
Yeah, it just
doing fuck all.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the difference is that I knew how valuable I could be to a team, and they knew it too. So I don't know what the other guys, and I never talked about it.
So that's the problem though, is when I work for so many different teams as a one-off or as an introductory, they've already got their diagnostic or electrical guys, and I'm not allowed to.
You're coming in as a tire handler or something.
That's what I did for this team in Road America.
Yeah,
and that was $500 a day for handling tires.
That's not bad.
But for 3 cars, so I handled about 300 tires.
You get a workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. And everyone in the chat. I'm gonna let's see. We're almost in the last hour here, so I'll go ahead and give it a few minutes. If you want the link to come up and talk and we'll just have a short panel, probably, I don't know, 3 or 4 people. If you guys want to come up, feel free to hit me in the Discord for the link. I'm going to throw that in the mod chat now. The mods will give that to you. But you have to go to the waiting room and ask for the link. If you don't ask for it, you can't get it. So there you go. Yeah, that's interesting that I mean, I guess I was always the guy they brought in to solve problems. It was my main function.
But most of these teams, most of the proper teams now have those guys, or they think they have them. And when you try to, I wouldn't say butt in, but try to help, you get a lot of pushback from the incumbents because they're so protective of their position.
Yeah.
Which,
Right.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so, because there were guys like, I knew when I showed up, and that was the other thing. I knew when I showed up that nobody was going to step on me. Like nobody was going to be.
So one of the ways I showed my value to this team is, the team I worked for previously in WRL, I knew they had installed cheater boxes in their cars. They're turbo BMWs, and they're all literally they're all factory software, factory computers in those cars, just tuned for no emissions, race car stuff.
Yeah.
But they're still the same connectors, same ECU as the factory cars. So the same power adder boxes that work for the factory street cars work for the race cars.
Right.
They literally plug right in, no modifications needed, and it's just a Bluetooth app. So I downloaded the app on my phone, and I stood by the car when it was powered on, and took screenshots of me connecting to their car with the power box. And I sent all that information to the team, because our team with the Supras, which is the same powertrain as the BMWs, because for anyone who doesn't know, the newest Toyota Supra is a BMW Z4 with a M4 or M3 drivetrain. It's a BMW.
In a body kit.
Buy a Toyota expecting Toyota reliability, well, hey, you're dumb. Anyway.
Right. There's no.
However, the Toyotas, I learned, run Magneti Marelli ECUs, which blew me away. Like, why would you not run the Siemens ECU the BMWs run? Anyway,
so can't cheat.
They can't cheat.
Yeah.
Without the data monitor finding it.
That's interesting. So when we were running World Challenge, did you?
Well, I remember that. But anyway, for anyone listening, cars are so complicated now, you couldn't even imagine. You really can't. We have minimum 4 networks, 4 different internets on one car. Minimum. Maximum, maybe 15, 20. Minimum computer count, you're talking 8 to 10 minimum.
Yeah, there's usually
maximum. You've got about 120 different ECUs on a car. And say your newer, like S-Class Mercedes, your big Mercedes, your big BMWs, your Cadillac Escalades, your GMC Yukon third rows. You've got between 1 mile and 3 miles of wiring in those cars.
Yeah, that's true.
You have no idea how complicated
it would have a lot
cars
more
are.
if it wasn't for CAN.
Yeah.
Like
so going back to the cheating
Porsche
thing,
comes to mind.
Yeah, going back to the cheating thing, they can plug in a box that just modifies signals to the computers, so the computers don't anything different, but they have to modify their strategy or their outputs to match what they think is coming in. That's why you can't find these cheater boxes, which is why I think I was more beneficial at that team, because I could actually catch the cheaters.
Yeah. So when we were running World Challenge, the Hondas, for example, they were allowed to use I think they were allowed to use a Hondata ECU, which is tunable. And
Yeah, it's full on. It's roughly a full on standalone. Yeah.
it's close. It's close. It's
No,
pretty.
but
It's
what your
pretty
biggest
flexible.
complaint back then was, I remember it, is the Kias. They campaigned for a sequential transmission, and they were turbocharged cars at the time.
Yeah.
And you reminded the officials that, hey, a turbo car with a sequential doesn't need to drop boost when it shifts.
Yeah.
It doesn't slow down when it shifts.
Well, that was the Kia Forte. The Kia Forte, and what was really happening is that you can go in through the factory software. What we could do is we could go in through the factory software and change things, and the code is so deep that unless you really knew what you were looking for, you wouldn't find it. And so we and we did this with the MX-5s too. I was kind of asking if you'd been part of the. I didn't think that you ran the MX-5 with us, and it's too bad because you would have really enjoyed that program, and because we kept the factory ECU, and it's a pretty impressive ECU. But what we would do is that we would go in and we would change everything, and so just for example, with the MX-5, we turned the cruise controls into speed selectors or power selectors. So, for example, he's gone. He'll be back, maybe. What would happen, guys, is that the cruise control button on the steering wheel, which everybody has most of you guys have a cruise control button on a steering wheel, so you understand what it is, and so most of the time it doesn't work in a race car because we've gotten rid of all the mechanical parts for it to work, but it's still there. And the ECU still knows it's there. So what we would do is we would reassign those buttons to different maps. Basically, we would create different ECU tunes in the ECU, and you could select those using the cruise control buttons. So, for example,
I think it's a bit easier to say push to pass. Those buttons on the steering wheel become push to pass. And there's a comment I want to address,
because we didn't have boost, right? So what we would do with the MX-5 at least is we would literally change. We had in that car right at 230 horsepower, 245 horsepower, somewhere along in there, which was a lot. We weren't really supposed to have that much. And we had 190 pound-feet of torque right at 200. Actually, I think one time we got 210 foot-pounds of torque. Sorry?
That's nothing compared to what we were fighting.
Right. So, right. But these are touring cars. So the Honda, we knew that the Honda had probably, I don't know, like, I heard 275 and like 170, 180 foot-pounds of torque. And they had, so what they did is, and they were only supposed to have like, I think they were only, in theory, they were only supposed to have like 230 or something like that. Well, don't worry about the automotive knowledge, Arthur Dyer. We're just talking about how we cheated.
Well, hold on. Stop for a moment. So I want to address two things.
Sure.
Arthur Dia, car prattles as foreign to me as gun prattle. Honestly, that does hurt me a lot because that is one of the biggest issues fighting automotive repair industry at the moment, because people driving these things don't understand the simplest things about car repair, and technicians have no idea how to communicate that with you.
Yeah.
They have no idea how to communicate how do you keep your car alive with you. They'll use terms you don't understand and you gloss over, just like a computer scientist talking to me.
Yeah.
To a point, anyway.
Yeah,
I read a lot.
Stage 8 bolt smoking space.
What I'm getting at, though, is that's one of my ideas I've been trying to figure out how to do, is to create some kind of online portal where people can just learn simple things about their cars, because in this generation, no one has dads that teach them how to change a fucking spare tire anymore,
Yeah.
how to fill washer fluid. And it's terrifying to me that people my age don't know how to fucking change a spare tire. So that comment actually does hit a nerve with me in the best of ways. It doesn't hurt me, but it does kind of enlighten something in me. So thank you for that. And what's
Yeah.
the next one?
Yeah, so the way that the way that the Hondas were cheating is they actually were using like the
hold on.
power.
There's one more. I'll let you get to it, Don. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Smoking Spaceman. So the header bolts. So you only tighten studs so tight. You don't really over tighten studs, and you put a nut on them for headers and whatnot. Look into Nord lock washers.
Yeah.
Nordlock. Nord lock washers. They're kind of like what's the right word?
Well, they're like a Belleville washer on steroids.
No, they're not Belleville. They're like stair-stepped washers that when you tighten them, they lock in. Hence the name Nordlock. And when they try to untighten, they come up to a step and they stop. So Nordlock washers. I can't type anything in chat, or I would.
That's all right.
Nordlock. Anyway, okay, back to Honda cheating.
Yeah. So the way Honda was cheating is they had the same basic thing. They were using a factory ECU as well, and they basically had the controls for this in their power window switch, which obviously didn't work anymore, but did have to be connected. One of the things a lot of people don't realize is you can't just disconnect things in your car, because the car is looking for those signals the entire time. And if it doesn't have it, like, for example, if you disable the rear door locks or door switches, or the electronic switches in the doors, you think you're saving some weight, but what actually happens is the car thinks that the back doors are open and it won't allow you to have full throttle, for example. And there are some other weird things. And so Honda had their switches in the power window controls, and we had ours in the cruise control, and basically it would select maps. So we had a map that we dynoed on that showed that we made like 220 horsepower, 230, something like that. I forget what it was, but it was much lower than what we actually made and a lot less torque. And then we had the fuel economy, which we never used, but if we needed it, we had it to where we could, it would pull a little bit it would run us a little bit leaner, and it would run pretty good, just less power, right? And then we had the pit lane, the 55 mile an hour pit speed limiter, so that you didn't bust the pit speed limit and get a penalty. And then we had like full power, like absolute full power, and it was pretty badass. And the Hondas that did the same thing, and it was just a question of figuring out kind of what they were doing. And we knew that because I knew people who had the Hondas and who knew what was going on and knew how they were doing it, and actually saw the actual dyno charts. And I didn't know if you knew that back when you were. You weren't there when we did the MX-5, but you were there when we were running the Hondas against the Hondas in the RX-8, and we had. Now the RX-8 we didn't cheat at all. We probably could have, but
that was great. We had the Racing Beat tune.
Yep.
Stock engines.
Engines.
Lightweight flywheel and a header.
Yep.
And
a very
that
specific header.
That fancy header. Yeah. But that was allowed. It was allowed.
It was allowed. It was legal. It was 100%. Yep.
But that other RX-8 team that we were pretty sure were ported and were modified couldn't last the whole race.
Yeah. What wouldn't last the whole race?
The Eric Meyer team.
Huh?
The Eric Meyer team, his RX-8s.
Yeah, well, his engine was, well, I mean, so the problem with Myers,
Well, he had the full Motec suite. He had a full aftermarket
yes,
ECU.
and so there's a story behind. I don't know if I really want to get into it, but
Yeah, we don't have to.
Basically, he's one of those guys that he forced Motec or Motronic or Bosch to build a Motronic ECU, motorsports ECU for him. Motronic 4, I think, is what it was.
Well, he was Motronic. Yeah, that's right. He wasn't Motec.
$10,000 just for like the cables to connect the shit.
Yeah.
I think they spent 45 grand.
That's a standard
he didn't
Bosch protocol.
But Bosch did. Bosch did that, right? And they figured out all of the ABS stuff that I know came from what Bosch figured out trying to make it all work. And so, I benefited gratefully from that endeavor. But the problem is that the guy tuning the car, first of all, didn't understand rotaries and didn't really care. And so Myers never gave me a number of how much power he made, and his engine never lasted long enough to put on the dyno. But my guess is that they were running it too rich, and the timing was too retarded. It wasn't advanced enough, and so it was burning fuel into the exhaust, and it was just torching the side seals. Because remember, he blew a side seal like every freaking race, like every time that car took a track, and you could actually hear the engine change when he would climb a hill, because it was just so bad. And Meyer, I like that guy, but he turned out to be a much better photographer than he was a race car driver.
Much better entrepreneur.
Yeah, he's a much better entrepreneur. And he, he's a super nice guy, but he could not spend himself into reliability. Whereas, I understood that the tune that the race tune that, Racing Beats, Jim Madeir, who's no longer with us, developed. He developed that in conjunction with Mazda and Speed Source. He had full factory backing. He could blow up as many engines as he wanted. It didn't matter. They didn't care. He had access to the code from Japan, from the engineers that built the ECU and dialed it in. So I honestly believe that's why I never had any problems, because it was a
modified factory tune. That's what it was.
It was literally the factory saying, this is what we would have done if we wanted.
If we didn't have to meet California emissions, this is what we would have built.
Yeah. And basically the Clover Tech, I can send you the link if you want it. So, but basically that's why we never really had any problems with the motors other than the drivers.
Well, we had issues with the ABS system when I cut out too many wires.
I never had I don't think we,
Mid-Ohio.
Oh yeah, we had did we have an issue with the ABS?
Yeah,
system?
I tried to lighten the harness too much, and I cut out.
That's correct. That was prior to Mid-Ohio, before we left for Mid-Ohio. Yes, that's correct.
I did a boo-boo.
That was in one car. Yes. Yes, indeed.
That was my boo-boo. But I did fix it, though. I did figure it out and fix it.
Yeah, but you know what? Actually, I do remember that you also tried to fix fixed a fuel transfer system that we had cleverly figured out the perfect way to deal with it, and then you tried to fix that, and we had problems.
Because I used latex glove to protect myself, and latex doesn't.
Yes, you did. And the car had a simulated fuel starvation issue. It wasn't actually starving for fuel.
It just, part of my latex glove was kind of.
It was trying to swallow a latex glove. So,
you have any other angry people who want to talk?
Sorry?
You have any other angry people that want to talk?
Yeah, we've got Anson Knowles says that he is angry tonight, and if he goes on panel. He'll TOS Spurg, which he's never done. But he might. You never know.
Well,
He was on a panel last night. I actually was cruising around last night before I went to bed because I knew I needed to get some sleep before I flew today. And I was just kind of chilling, and I was watching a show or watching another streamer, and Anson was there, and he was pretty funny. You sent Clover? All right, Clover's cool. I like Clover. But yeah, they were. I actually had a moderator on another channel being a butthead. It was very funny. So yeah. But yeah, it's yeah. So I really enjoyed the RX-8s. I still have one of them.
That's unfortunate.
I have one of the RX-8s, and I have one of the MX-5s, and I have the 911 left, and everything else I sold.
One?
Sorry,
Which 911?
the yellow one.
Oh, the one that was still basically like a roll cage.
Yeah, it's just a rolling. Yeah, it's just a rolling.
A rolling cage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still a rolling cage.
I mean, it's the body's all on it, but I.
So a rolling cage. Attaboy.
I was.
No progress in 20 years. Attaboy.
Anson, she is not cool. She is definitely a speakeasy ball washer, but she's not cool. Not cool at all. So, anyway, what's up, Clover Tack? How are you, my man?
What the fuck's going on, man? What is all this?
We're up here
Race
just
car
chatting,
prattle
man.
shit, dude. Come on.
What's that?
All this race car prattle. Half your audience is going, man. What the hell?
I know. Well, Flo went live. I noticed that as soon as Flo went live, we started dropping people, which is fine.
Oh, you've got that many DJs out there, huh?
We got a lot of DJs. So, but anyway, are you ready for GunCon, my man?
Hell yeah.
All right. I'm actually going to miss my favorite match of the year, which is Zombies in the Heartland in Nebraska.
God, I thought you were going to say you were going to miss part of GunCon, and I was fixing to call you a big fat pussy again, because you did enough of that missing shit at SHOT Show. You need to quit.
You know, I ended up, I'll be there at GunCon. I have planned this so carefully, and then my son has regionals for his sporting clays and skeet competition through his school.
His match or your match?
His match.
Oh no, that's
his match is the same couple of days. Two of the days that he has to shoot overlap with when I ought be in Nebraska, and and I'm like, well,
you mean Ohio?
I gotta, gotta.
Ohio, not Nebraska.
You better be in Nebraska.
Like, where the fuck are you going? Nebraska? What?
For Zombies in the Heartland. It doesn't have anything to do with GunCon. GunCon, I'm cool.
Oh, I thought you said you were gonna miss something at GunCon because
no. I said it hurts me deeply that I'm gonna miss. I have to cancel once again. I do, it's been like the last 4 years that I pay money to go to this match, and I don't get to go.
Yeah,
because there's always a conflict, because the problem that I have is that it's right at the end of the school year, and there's always something going on. There's always some school trip or some, this the shooting competition. And I can't, and I need to be there. And my wife and I talked about it, and I'm like, he's old enough that I could just have him go with the team back and forth every day, and it would be fine. But I think that, as a young man, you want your dad there when you're
not necessarily. What I was fixing to say is, has he ever went without you?
He did last year, and he did okay, but not great. So. Okay. Okay.
Well, I was just going to say, if he's never been without you, that might be something to try, because you never know.
Your mic is peaking hardcore, man. I don't know what you did, but
really, let me see if I can adjust the.
It's not particularly loud, but it's peaking. So I don't know what that has to do with anything. But so yeah, but I'll be going to GunCon. Already, that's all set. It's looking like I might fly up to GunCon because I got my new plane.
Better, worse,
and I don't know because things are going to have to go just pretty much exactly right for me to pull it off. But
in order to fly, or
yeah, well, so for me to pull it off, I'm going to have to get my I have to get in the next, like, how many weeks is it till GunCon? Like 4 weeks, 5 weeks?
Well, it's not many. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I don't have my calendar up.
It's like a month.
Yeah, here's my calendar. Let's see.
About 5. Yeah, it's probably about 5.
Yeah, so GunCon, it's 1, 2. Yeah, so it's June. If it was July, 100% would make it. But since it's June, I don't know that I can. I don't know that I'll be able to get the last of my requirements and my cross countries in before GunCon. But what I might be able to do is depending on how everything is going, one of my requirements for my before I take my check ride is I have to do a cross country that's over 150 miles with 3 stops. So normally that's like 75 miles out, land, fly somewhere else, land, and then fly back, and that gives you your 100, a little over 150 miles in your stops. But what I could do is get my I could get my instructor to sign off on the cross country fly from here to Ohio, land, then fly back from Ohio and land in, because I'm going to have to stop for fuel each way. So that would give me 4 stops or 4 land, 4 stops on the way, and then it's fine. And then that would satisfy my cross country requirement. There would just be 3 days between when I did the first leg and the rest. But I don't know that there's a time limit in there. So, and
yeah, I don't know why they would expect you to do just an absolute turnaround. Well,
usually people do it in like a day. It's like a 3-hour, 4-hour round, just their cross country. Most people don't take their cross country very seriously. So it's like 3 hours.
Trying to get it over with, basically.
But they just meet the minimum. But I might be able to game the system to where I can do it. I just I've got to get my medical, and I need to do like probably 3 or 4 more landings, and I'll get signed off. Or I'll solo, and then they'll sign me off to fly by myself, and then then I'll get everything set. So I think I need to fly 10 hours of solo time before I can do my long cross country. And that's no problem for me because I'm literally flying every opportunity I can get. I went up twice today. I was, I probably put in 4 hours this week of flying. So, yeah. But yeah, man, it's been cool. I've got to start doing, I've got to start posting gun content. I've put a lot on camera, on video, but I haven't been editing it. I need someone that can edit it, or I need to take the time to edit it.
Yeah, learn how to edit.
I hate editing, man. I hate it.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. But I don't have to edit much with the Facebook game I'm playing now, and
yeah,
it's shitty content. So it's the editing's a double-edged sword. I hate editing, but it's at the same time
makes you money.
It's shitty when you don't. It's like God, yeah.
How are you? So what do you? So you like do it for like, so you make a 5-minute video and then you cut it down to like 2 minutes?
No, I'll make a fucking 30-second video and upload it. What are you talking about? 5-minute video.
I mean, so hold on.
I literally grab.
I gotta jump off here, guys.
All right. Hey, thanks for coming on, Pat. It's been awesome. You should come on again one night when we're not distracted by the Trump tard guy, the guy who can't, the TDS founder. So,
Shizzle my nizzle.
All right, man. Hey, get some sleep. No drinking, no alcohol, man. Bad for you.
I do what I want, mate.
Destroys character.
It does. You're right.
I know.
All right. Night.
All right, man. See you, buddy.
Keep all tight.
All right. The great Pinky, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Yeah. So, so you're just grabbing something. You say like 10 words.
So the Facebook. No, I say more than that. So the Facebook workflow, right here it is. So I grab like 3 guns. I've got my phone. I've got my Insta360 Go. I've got my microphones. I've got some ammo. Got my Ear Pro. Got my gloves. Walk out to the range. That all gets thrown in a bag. Well, long guns don't get thrown in the bag. They just get carried. But you get my point.
Yep.
Go out to the range. Clip the Insta to the hat. Hook the mic up to the phone. That way I've got good audio because the Insta does pretty decent audio, but it's not nearly as crisp and nice and all as the DJI mics do. So I record my audio through the phone.
Yeah.
Show the gun. Here it is. Whatever is up with it, and it's this, that, and the other, and got this feature, and let's put some rounds on steel, and ping, 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 and that's it.
Wow.
And move on to the next one. Yep.
Yeah.
And that's if I'm shooting. And sometimes it's like I'm just holding a flashlight and turning it on and talking about the modes on it and how it works. And sometimes I'm showing a holster and here it is.
How many
and
of
it's
these
cool.
videos have you uploaded?
Shit, I've probably averaged at least 2, if not 3 a day since early March, late February, early March.
So like 180 of them?
You do the math on that. I don't know. Yeah.
So
yeah, sure.
90 days, basically.
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of videos.
And then I don't know how many I filmed at NRAM, but that was just at the NRA thing, but that was just obviously putting the, I just held my phone in one hand and the gun in the other, basically, with that. And, and filmed. And, I don't even know how many I did. I probably uploaded 4 to 5 a day while I was there. And then I had another, I would say probably 10 or 12, maybe that many.
Wow.
Nah, probably not double digits. Probably more like 10 max when I got home that I had to cut loose after I got home. But I spent Sunday to be fair with that. My daughter lives south of Houston, so once I left the show Sunday, we went and hung out and had fun and done some stuff. So I didn't have the hotel room to upload really and do stuff on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I uploaded a couple while I was at the show, and then I wasn't able to do anything else until obviously I got home really late Sunday night. So wasn't able to upload anything else until Monday. So, but a ton of fucking money.
Yeah, I mean,
nice.
Seems like it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about I don't know that I've ever uploaded a video to Facebook.
Yep. So that's where it's at, man. Is the short, low tier, just stuff. I've got a guy actually that reached out today, and we're gonna do a trial run. In fact, I painted up a couple of steel targets that I don't use on my range, right? They're older. If you've got good steel, it lasts forever, right? So there's nothing wrong with them. It's just I have upgraded. I have other things. I don't use those really on my range anymore. And they were just kind of sitting in the barn over here. And I'm like, hey, let me paint all this up. So I painted the frames up and the stands and the other things. And I'm going to take them down by the creek, put them in the woods. And I am going to talk to myself in my head, go through all the motions like I would normally on a video, right? Not going to wear my signature gloves because that's kind of a signature of me on Facebook because I wear my gloves.
Right.
But not going to wear my gloves. But everything else, it'll be a different setting. It won't be on my range. And I'm going to talk to myself in my head like I would if I was on the microphone, but I'm actually not going to record my voice.
Huh.
And then I'm going to do 2 or 3, send them to him, and he's going to voice over like he's the one shooting and upload them.
Oh, wow.
And depending on how that goes, he's then going to turn around and pay me to do those videos.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So I'll be able to take my guns and make my videos with them, which make Facebook ad money, and then turn around and make videos for him, which he pays me to do. So it's like,
And what's he using them for? Is he doing like in a different
same thing, but I can put them on Facebook. Yeah.
country?
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Okay. Well,
yep.
all
Yeah.
right. I'm gonna get up and fly tomorrow again. I think. I mean,
Are you?
yeah. Well, I'm trying to fly, man. Like every chance I can get. So I just got the airplane last Saturday, and
Right.
the guy delivered it. And we took a short flight, but it was really windy, it's really turbulent. But I got a good feel for the plane. It's a good plane. And then I wanted to fly. I couldn't fly Sunday because I didn't have any instructors available. And then Monday, I met with an instructor, but I decided that it was too windy.
Mm.
So Tuesday we came out and we did a little bit of flying, not much. And then Wednesday, we skipped Wednesday because the weather was too bad, and then skipped yesterday because the wind was high, and we weren't gonna. There's when the wind is high, it you just don't learn anything. You know you're not. It's not productive. You're just flying to fly at that point.
Yeah, you're kind of trying to maintain more than
Yeah. Well,
anything, right? Or manage, I guess.
yeah, it's just like if you're so like I'm trying to get my landings down, but if I'm having to force every landing down because of the wind, I'm learning how to land the plane in adverse conditions, but I already know how to do that. I'm trying
Right.
to make perfect landings, right?
Yeah, you
And
need idea. Yeah. You need
yeah,
the routine and the regular.
yeah. I need
You
standard.
don't live in fucking New Mexico, is what you're saying. You don't
Yeah,
have wind like that all the time.
right. And so today was perfect. And we flew, man, I flew in the morning from about 10:30 until noon, and then from about 1:30 till 3. So 2.5, 3 hours of flying, and two different kind. I did a bunch of landings, and so I'm getting the terms of the plane. It's a very precise airplane. It's the controls are very direct, and it's different than the other trainers in that regard. It's also got a shorter tail on it, so and a more upright rudder. So the rudder is it's very sensitive to the rudder, and you have to be on the rudder quite a bit, which is good. It to stay in coordinated flight. It's a good thing, and so I don't know, man. I've had a great time learning the airplane. It kind of forces you to be. It's easy to fly, but at the same time, it forces you to be a better pilot because you can't cheat as much. You
Right.
can't horse it around. You can't. You
Yeah.
have to be gentle on the controls. You have to, you have to fly the plane. And so I actually really like it. I really like the plane. Like I said, I'm probably going to go up tomorrow. I just don't know what my wife's schedule for tomorrow is, and so I don't want to like. I don't want to make it seem like I'm running away from the family like all the time. And so I told her that I would, I'd check with her tomorrow and see what her plans are. And then, I need to go to the range at some point, which my plan tomorrow is actually to get up, see what she's got going on, see what the kids have going on, and kind of, if possible, I need to sneak away to the range for like an hour or 2 hours. I've hand loaded some long range ammo for Battle of the South, which is coming up in about a week, and it's going to be a great match, but I need to chrono the hand loads, and I need to make sure of the data that I have on them, and then
Where's
I need
that
to
one
load
at?
like another 100. Sorry,
Where's that one at?
North Carolina. It's North Carolina.
Oh yeah. I remember you saying that now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great match, and so it's not a tremendously long drive or anything. It's I've not been to this range before, but I like that area a lot, and
What?
so I'll be in North
Oh, you
Carolina.
said it was North Carolina?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know any ranges in North Carolina. I know a couple in South Carolina, but
Yeah, it's in North Carolina this time. It was in South Carolina at the Clinton House, but I think they moved it this year. So it's moved like 2 or 3 times, and but so I won't be able to. So tomorrow I need to get on the range and shoot out to about 200 and see how this ammo shoots, and get some numbers on it, and then because I only made like 30 of them, and if it is the right load, which it should be. I've had this data and I've used this particular load for a long time, but things do change from lot to lot in powder and that sort of thing. So I'm going to check data on the ammo at probably 200. Sunday I'm shooting a match in Tennessee. It's in Spencer, Tennessee at Dead Zero. It's a 3-gun match. I'm going to go shoot it. I'm going to have a great time doing it and get some good video. And then I leave Thursday, I think, to go to North Carolina. So I don't have pretty much I'll fly tomorrow, and I'll fly Monday, Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday if the weather works. And then I won't be able to fly again until the following Monday, which is fine. That's fine. And somewhere in there, I've got to go get my flight physical done. I've got to get my medical renewed, get my 3rd-class medical all set up. And once I have my medical, they'll solo me. Once they solo me, then I can do cross country. And once I do cross country, I'm basically done. So I only have like 4 requirements left before I take my check ride. I mean, I'm actually a pretty good pilot, to be honest. I'm not great. I'm not bad. So it was awesome because I had never flown that airplane before, and I went up with so I made the instructor. I didn't make him, but I strongly encouraged the instructor to go up in the plane by himself first to make sure that he understood how the plane worked and got a feel for the controls, because it is different than the other trainer aircraft. And so he went up, loved it, came back down. Everything's great. We go up, and I flew the airplane from what we call chocks to chocks. So, from engine start to engine shutdown, I flew the airplane, and he didn't really have to do anything. We did, so pretty happy with the airplane overall. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. The great thing about it is I can do cross countries in it, so I can fly. I don't have to rely on the airlines anymore to get to where I need to go, and I can rent more. I can rent fast once I have my certificate. Then I can rent even faster airplanes. So until I get mine finished, and then nothing will be faster.
Well, except for a jet.
Yeah, except for military. Yeah, I'm not going to go that far, but in the private world, I'm going to be right at the top end of the propeller speed,
Right.
the small planes. So, actually, we were
Gotcha.
talking about that in my one of my airplane groups today. Was they were talking about an engine failure and trying to figure out. It's like anything else. You get people that have what bothers me, Clovertack, and it has to do with guns and cars and carpentry and fucking masonry. It's like people don't know shit anymore.
That's exactly what I was fixing to say. I couldn't get the
I
mute
made
button
the
fast enough.
so
When you asked the question, I was fixing to say, people don't know shit.
people don't know shit.
Uh-huh.
And it's weird because there's an airplane that it's a complex airplane. It's a very expensive airplane. It's a Lancer 3-rotor rotary engine, and it went down, or it didn't go down. It made an emergent or precautionary landing because a turbo failed, and it went off the runway and broke the nose gear. Now that's not good, okay, and it caused probably a lot of damage. And everybody's blaming the engine. And I'm like, no, the turbo failed. What the fuck's that got to do with the engine? And then everybody's talking about why the engine runs hotter than everything else. And I'm like, well, that's not how any of this works. And I explained it in the least technical terms I possibly could. And but now these are guys that actually build airplanes. So I'm like, I wasn't really too pissy with them. But then literally I jump over to Facebook, oddly enough, since we're talking about Facebook. And there's a discussion going on there. Should they put a rotary engine on their airplane? And everybody's like, oh, no, you can't do that. Oh, fall out of the sky. So-and-so put one on his airplane, and he spent more, he has more time as a glider in that airplane than power, And I'm like, none of that is true. Like nothing you guys just said. But I made a comment, and like I can be pretty political, Clovertack, when I need to be. And
No, really?
I know.
What? This is breaking news, man.
Breaking news. I can be. I don't necessarily like to be, but I can be.
All right, that's a fucking lie. Yes, you do. You love the shit out of it. Don't lie.
I can be.
Own it.
I don't
Own it, fucker.
necessarily love
Own
to
it.
be political, but so let me find the comment I made because I want to read this because this is really good. Here it is. So I'm like, my long easy. Where I just had it. Where'd it go? There it is. My long easy is getting a 13B. Not sure I would put one on a very easy for weight and balance reasons. My experience with a rotary engine is pretty deep, including in aviation. Like most things, it's not for everyone. Since most people can barely change their oil and don't know or care to know how EFI or 100 other things works, they should stick to simple bolt-ons. A rotary is barely, if at all, cheaper than the used Lycomings that most people use, and then you have to know how to make it live in an airplane. Probably not a skill set many possess. So I basically called them all stupid in the nicest possible way.
Yeah. Okay.
Right?
So people don't know shit, but here's what makes it worse. They talk a mile of shit.
Yes.
Like, I get people that don't know shit. Fine. Then shut your fucking mouth. Right? Shut it. Just keep it shut.
Yeah. Right.
But they don't know shit and they just continue to talk about shit they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
So, and then another guy kind of backs me up. He says, he talks about this. He's like, talking about how putting this engine in there, is like, really look into these installs. I was seriously considering a 13B power behind a Cozy 4 at one point. They fail because, as smart as many of these folks thought they were, ridiculous decisions, mistakes, oversights were always made. I don't know if Bully lurks here, but it's a classic alternative engine tale, a beautifully built Cozy 4, a very nice looking Mazda rotary, and a series of engine out failures. Eventually, a Lycoming was installed, and the same failure followed the Lycoming. Turns out the source of the failures was the spark plug wires, which were all made by the same guy, not the builder himself. Can't find the build site anymore. And so it's just, it's like people don't know shit. They don't know shit. They don't know how to like.
And they don't want to know shit. That's the thing. All they want to do is talk shit. That's it. All they want to do is talk shit. They don't want to learn shit.
It's the same thing that we get when we talk to, like I have a Prodigy. I don't often admit it, but I've got a Prodigy. I wanted one for a while and I got one, and it's a 4.5 inch, not comped. It's nothing special. It's just a Prodigy. The number of morons out there that say, well, my Prodigy doesn't run for shit. I can't get this thing to work. It does all of these things, right, that are wrong. I'm like, well, mine's never done anything wrong. I've not done anything to it. Was the trigger really, really stiff when I got it? Yes. And the sear spring in the thing's like a freaking, leaf spring in a car. Like I could probably put that thing in a Corvette and it would work. And so I changed the sear spring out. I got a nice crisp 3-pound trigger pull. I could probably get it down to 2.5 if I really wanted to. And just all of these things, it doesn't matter if we're talking about guns or cars or airplanes or boats or whatever. And it's just, it's just not, it's just stupid. And then we have this the same guy who's talking about the rotary oiler is like, there was a dude who bought a Ford race motor out of a circle track car and ran it on his RV6, which is an airplane. It promptly, and I mean very promptly, failed. Turns out the car it came out of was involved in a crash, and motor spent some time struggling to run upside down-ish, starving the oil pickup and everything it relied on for oil. This guy never went through the thing and blamed the failure on a car engine and swore he would never run another car engine. And yeah, that guy should never have run a car engine. I'd argue there's a lot more he should not have run, right? Like you're this stupid. And like Clover, man, it's crazy how stupid people are. And I just,
yep. And that's probably one of the reasons I talk about doing, leaning into all this Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Facebook is the worst of the fucking worst. Like I go in occasionally to comments because it's good for like engagement and traction and all that to go in and reply and do some things. But it's very rarely, and I don't spend a lot of time. Because it's fine. Like I laugh it off and I will come back on people and whatever. Like I don't take no shit in there at all. And the people that have legit questions trying to answer or whatever. But the main reason I don't spend a lot of time is because it's a reflection on, like you say, how fucking stupid people in general are. And it makes me depressed to be living in such a world, quite honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, look, and I'm not saying that there aren't really smart people out there that are curing cancer and building the next great algorithm that's going to, launch Skynet into being. I'm not saying that those people aren't out there doing their work, but we've lost basic common sense.
Problem solving and troubleshooting, right? Problem solving, critical thinking, problem solving, troubleshooting, those sorts of things. It's like Spaceman said, he's like, he bets he could figure it out. Well, he probably could.
Yeah.
Right.
It might look like a little redneck. I agree.
There are people that have I can literally do fucking anything. Now, the vast majority I cannot do to anywhere close to what would be considered a professional level. But enough to get me out of a fucking bind or an emergency, I can literally fucking do anything.
Yeah. I just really, like, I don't know, man. My son I'm trying to teach him how, and he wants to learn like mechanical stuff and he wants to learn how to fix stuff. His junior project is going to be rebuilding the engine in the CB350 motorcycle that I have, because it's got low compression on 2 cylinders. And so it's probably just stuck rings. Honestly, I bet that if I soak it with enough ATF, the compression is going to come right back up. I think that because it ran when it was parked, right? And so I'm like, it's probably just stuck rings, carboned up, or just sat for a long time. But hey, man, if he wants to learn how to do stuff, I'm going to absolutely support him taking that engine out of that motorcycle, tearing it apart, and putting it back together, 100%. Because that will give him, even if he does it wrong, it will give him an insight into how things ought to be done and how things were done in the past and how they've improved since then, and how, maybe they've not gotten any better in the years gone by. So I don't know, man. I weep though for a lot of people because, and like the 2 kids that are instructing me right now, they don't know anything about the airplane beyond what they were taught in flight school. Like I'm explaining to them how this works and how that works and how, why the aerodynamics of this works. And they're like, yeah, I don't know. I wasn't taught any of that.
I can still remember the first engine I tore down and rebuilt. And I learned so much, right? And the reason is I bought this car and it's an old muscle car and it had a tap. Drove it home. Drove it 20 some odd, 30 some odd miles home. And anyway, narrowed the tap down to a push rod. And something just told me, like, man, I'm down this far. It had like, I don't know,
keep going.
60 to 80,000 on it or something is what it had on it. And I mean, on those engines, like that's a lot. And I'm like, yeah, like let's pull the heads, right? And so like I'm this far, I'm gonna pull the heads and get them to my buddy and get him to just check them out. And so in doing that, realized that I had a bad valve seat. Well, never would have known that. I could have put a push rod in and just drove it. You know what I mean? Right. But like I never would have known that.
And you always wonder why it smoked.
While I was waiting on that, I thought, man, I'm this fucking far. I might as well like change freeze plugs, right? Sure. Like I might as well strip this fucker. Like it's, and so I stripped it down. I had a busted fucking piston, man, in it.
Yeah.
And so like had I just I had enough foresight or enough knowledge, right, to go down and figure out what was causing the tapping and the whatever, and could have fixed that. But like had I not had the been down that far and like, hey, curiosity and whatever, like let's go ahead. I might as well, right?
Might as well. I'm already
never,
here.
Never would have known that,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and I hate to say it, man, just people are stupid now. So.
Oh yeah.
And it's getting worse. And I don't care if we're talking about guns, if we're talking about cars, motorcycles. I mean, I bought a motorcycle from a guy who was like, it will never. He's like, this motorcycle just will not run. It just won't start. And it was like a $15 ignition box was bad, and it just didn't have any spark.
Well,
and he never checked it.
Good example here. It like we don't need to be, just to clarify the situation, right? So there's a difference, big difference between You're a dumbass that doesn't know how to do anything, and you pay somebody to do
Right.
something, right?
I don't change my own oil anymore. I'll be honest.
Like there, well, I mean, I usually like get my son to do it or something like that. You know, quite honestly, nowadays I just don't like getting up and down. It's quick
Sure.
enough to fucking do here, so it's definitely done here. Um, but um, you know, sometimes I just don't want to fuck with it.
Right.
And a good example is I've got my wife's carrier. I've been driving it since we got the new car, and one of the things I want to do on it, I got to get here for too long. I got to get a set of tires on it, and I want to get it all detailed up and all that. It's fixing to, and think about maybe selling it, but um, there is a small piece in the corner of the fender of the plastic that's broke, and it snapped completely smooth. She hit a raccoon or something,
Ah,
and it snapped completely smooth. So for the most part, it could be the front plastic pulled and it'd be plastic welded, right? And
uh-huh.
you would hardly be able to tell it, right? There's likely going to be a little seam there, but unless you was looking right at it, it would just look like a scratch or something. You'd never know.
Sure.
Um, I talked to my buddy about doing all that, about putting tires on it, getting it detailed, and fixing that fucking bumper and all that. And his first words were, "You can't do all that." I'm like, "Fucker, you know I can do all that. I don't want to fuck with it.
Right.
Like, what will you charge me to do it?" Like
Well,
you
I
tell
mean,
you
just for
tell me
example,
you tell me what you'll charge to do it, and then I'll weigh whether or not it's worth my time. But
exactly.
you
So
know,
I just recently I noticed that the starter in my truck was developing a bad spot. So every now and again, you'd turn it, it would click a couple of times, and then crank over and start. Yeah, it's just starter's got a bad spot on the windings, needs to be replaced. Now I can crawl under there and do it. Absolutely, got all the stuff here to do it. But I know I just waited till my next oil change, and I said, "Hey, change the starter while you're under there," and they did, and it was easy.
yep,
And end of story. You know,
yeah,
and I don't
yeah,
change my own oil anymore because I just don't. I honestly don't want to take the time to do it.
yeah.
And
But you can if you need to, or if you have to,
I
or if
say
you
that and all,
whatever.
but I do. I
Or
do
if you
want
or
to
if you
keep.
fucking just want to. There is
Yeah,
stuff that occasionally that I do that I just want to. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
I will do it simply because I want to fucking do it. There is
Yeah.
something about, and this is what I don't get. You talk about people not knowing anything and not wanting to learn and whatever. There is something really, really satisfying with building, fixing, repairing shit,
Yeah.
accomplishing something,
Yeah.
right? And occasionally I'll do things simply because I want that high. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? No
Yeah.
other fucking, like, I could pay
I got you.
somebody to do it and not spend the time, but like you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and do this because I know I can do it, and I want the fucking high that comes with it.
And that's kind of where I get to with like. So I changed the oil in the Mini Coopers mainly because it's kind of a pain, and I prefer to do that rather than pay somebody to do it because I know somebody. I know they're going to charge me more for it. And I'm like,
Well,
so
there's also certain shit that you want done a certain way, and you want to
yeah,
know that it's
and
done
that's
a
certainly
certain way.
true. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's certainly true. It's a, I kind of treat them as they're just different cars, and I don't want to, I don't really, I don't, I if something messes up on my truck, it's it's probably not going to be a big deal, right? It's pretty straightforward. They see Chevy trucks day in day out. If they can't do it, if they can't change oil in a Chevy truck, they've got serious problems. Mini
And
Cooper with a turbo on hanging off of it or a supercharger on it, it starts getting into, yeah, they probably saw one 5 years ago, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to deal with that. So I'm kind of there with that's kind of where I'm at with that because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to get in a situation where I'm that annoyed about it. I guess and I'm like, yeah, this is easy. I and I do all the work on the motorcycles because it's relatively easy, and my bikes are old, and I really don't want somebody telling me that they can't find the part or they can't, that because they just don't want to, which is what I've actually had happen with um, with my motorcycles from time to time. I'll have somebody that's like, yeah, they don't make that part anymore or whatever, and the truth is they just don't want to deal with it, right? Like they just it's an old bike, they don't care.
Yeah, and most people that bring stuff to them again because they don't know shit
Yeah,
will just take that as
they'll
the
just accept
gospel.
that. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
They'll just
yeah,
like, yeah, that's fine.
yeah.
Um,
Spaceman's
my
got it out there, man. He said working on your own shit, whatever, gives you the opportunity to buy tools and gadgets and whiz bangs and whatnots. And I love that most of all.
Yeah, I have an excuse.
Yeah.
So yeah, certainly that's a big part of it. But I do think that it's interesting how little people know these days. My buddy Pat that was on here, like he's a pretty like he's a legit tech guy. Like he figures out the things that nobody else can figure out. And that's what he does. I mean, that's literally his job is to figure out stuff that just the diagnostic guys, just nobody else can do it, and he'll figure it out, and he'll be right. He's very good. Um, but there are only so many people that are going to pay somebody like that. They would literally rather just junk the car in a lot of cases at this point at this point in our history. If you have an electrical problem in an older car, they're not going to fix it. They're going to tell you to get rid of it. So it
Yep.
just is. I mean, it's just the way it is. And whereas when I was a kid, everybody's like, "Yeah, you got to keep that old car, man. They don't make them like that anymore. You need to keep that thing." But I have a '06 Ford
Well,
Expedition.
there was like 8 fucking wires on old cars, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I have an '06 Ford Expedition, and I had the transmission rebuilt in it back in like 21 or 22, or hell, it might have been 19. I don't know. Um, but transmission was rebuilt not too long ago, not a ton of miles ago, and it's been my loaner vehicle this whole time. Like anytime I needed a vehicle to give somebody that had a car broken down, or they were in between cars or whatever, I just loaned it to them. Transmission went out about a week ago. The transmission actually hasn't gone out, but the pump seal has blown out in it, and it's just leaking fluid everywhere. And I'm like, do I fix it? Because it's that truck has 300,000 miles on it. Still runs great.
that's not a terrible fix, though.
I'm like, do I? And actually, I told my buddy that runs the Napa Repair Center. I'm like, hey, if you know somebody that wants a little side work that would pull the transmission out, and either let me take it to the rebuilder and rebuild it, put it back in, or whatever. I might be interested in doing some trading. And otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. If somebody walked up and give me $1,500 for it, I'd get rid of it. And because honestly, any running and driving vehicle these days is worth $4 or $5 grand. And this thing runs great. Everything works on it. The air works perfect. The cruise, I mean, literally, like everything in this thing works. Everything. And it just needs probably just needs the O-ring and the pump seal. But I'm on, like, I don't know whether I want to fix it or not. I don't know what to do with it. But in the olden days, when I was a younger man, I would have already had the transmission out and taken it down to the transmission shop, and
Yeah. Or tore it apart on the table here. Done it
tore it
myself.
apart on the table and put a pump seal in it just to
Yeah.
see if that fixed it. I told the kid, he's not a kid, he's a grown ass man, but I told the guy who's borrowing the truck, I'm like, the problem I have is I don't know if that pump seal blew out. Why did it blow out? I don't know. It could be anything. Could be the plate, a lot of friction in there, the plate's coming apart, something like that. I don't know. Do I risk it? Do I risk putting a pump seal in it and filling it up and, a round trip, out and in? Or do I just say
Yeah.
to hell with it And
Well, and that's why diagnostics is important, right? And not just
yeah,
parts changing. Like parts
yeah,
changing is not that difficult on most things, but the problem that you run into,
is it can
and
get
me being in IT and soldering and chips and doing different things, I run into that a lot. Where oh, my computer, my laptop, my whatever don't come on. Well, okay, this chip's burn up, and I can replace that chip, and that's fine. But the problem is what caused it, right? And so,
yeah,
some stuff is easy. You blow a radiator hose, right? Odds are it's probably just an old ass radiator hose, right?
right,
Like that's fine.
yeah,
That was the cause of the problem. It was an old fucking radiator hose. But a lot of shit that goes out, there's something that causes it to fail. Something else causes it to
yeah.
fail,
There's a
and
reason.
just replacing that part. Yeah, okay, you're gonna buy yourself a little time, so you could replace that part and then turn around and sell it, which is a shady fucking thing to do, but you could do it. People do it all the time.
Yep. Yeah, I'm on the fence about what to do with it, but it's just another example of people don't know how to do anything, and um, because in the old days, I would have already had this thing. Somebody would have already offered me $1,000 for it, and I'd have said, "Yep, take it home with you." And then they would have spent 2 or 3 days putting the transmission in it, and they would have had a nice car drive back and forth to work. But those guys are gone. They're not gone. They're fewer and farther between, I guess. Is the right way to put it. Just guys that can understand stuff, even.
Yeah, it's like you put talk again, it goes back into just having that, and I've been blessed. I think I got it. I'm that way, and I think both my brothers are that way. We got it from my dad, who got it from my grandfather. Both of my grandfathers were gifted with it, where they could just kind of look at something and see how it worked and how it went together and how it, like I see blueprints and schematics and parts, right? When I look at something,
Yeah,
rather than just seeing the whole or not seeing anything at all, right?
yeah,
The mechanics of things and how things work and all that's interesting to me too, right? Um, I was tearing toasters and TVs and shit apart at a very, very, very young age, and not just tearing them apart to tearing them apart, but tearing them apart to put them back together to know how they worked, you know?
yeah, 100%. I mean, I did that. I mean, I've torn out a lot of things apart to figure out how they work. I read a ton. Like I still read a ton, and I got to be honest. I read a lot of stuff just to understand how it works. And like we were talking earlier about, I figured out before anybody else how everybody was cheating, and then I figured out how we could do the same thing when we were racing.
Yeah, right.
And then, and my buddy Pat, he's like he thinks he proved his value to the team he was with at Road America earlier this month, or last month, I guess, because he showed them how everybody else was cheating. Like he literally just walked over and showed them how he was connecting with Bluetooth to the car and could tune it to their competitors' cars, showing that they had these cheater boxes in them.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get out of here, guys. I'm going to go see what my wife has planned for tomorrow. It's 11 o'clock.
Well,
It is that time. And
yeah.
I'm going to go see what the plan is so I can get my plan together and see if I'm going to be able to go fly or not. I'd love to go fly. I love flying. Everybody be cool. We'll be back tomorrow night. I am going to, I don't know that I'm going to go all the way till 11 tomorrow night because I do have to get up early and shoot a match on Sunday. And I plan on bringing the heat on Sunday and just beating the crap out of all of my friends. But at any rate, I'm not gonna. We got 8 people left in here. I'm just gonna assume you guys will run over to Flo's or wherever, and or Rob Noor is live. A lot of people are live right now. You guys go have fun, hang out with those folks, and in the meantime, I will. I'm gonna go get some sleep, and I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll have a great time. See ya.